Hello.
Hello?
You hear me now?
Yes?
Do I still sound like I'm underwater?
No, you're good. Leave it as is. Don't touch
Okay,
anything.
I'm not touching anything.
Alright, we're about to go live. You ready to go live?
Yeah, go. I'm
Yay!
I think
sorry.
we're live already. Are we
Yay!
live?
Yay.
Are we
I don't
Yay,
know.
live?
Emmy.
I
It's
think so.
it says we're live. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Barf.
Hi, Ness.
Hey.
Oh my lordy. That was a journey and a half with you.
I'll not cry. Oh my god.
It's okay. It's okay.
All like a learning curve for you.
Well, I gotta also check his audio sounding fine on stream. Hold on. Hello. Okay, it says hello. We're live. It says,
Live.
They can hear us, so it's a good thing.
yeah, it's a good thing indeed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see. Please read. Okay, copy. Got you. I'm just trying to fix the chat too because I need to also update the chat because chat's also not showing up on stream. Who would have thunk? But I think that's also because it's probably taking a while to also load. Wow, YouTube kid. Yeah. So tonight, ladies and gents, we're going to be playing around a little bit and playing some streams here on the YouTubes.com. So if you guys want to come in and say hello and all that good stuff for tonight's session anyway, because I tend to bounce around sometimes. Sometimes I stream on YouTube, sometimes I stream on Twitch. So today we decided to make it a special deal by having you guys here in the world of YouTube. So hi everybody. How are you all doing? Hopefully everybody is doing okie dokie. And we can begin our shenanigans, ladies and gents, because yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'd like to believe. So just write in the chat, ladies and gents. Just tell me how you guys feel. How's everybody doing? All that good stuff. And we will begin momentarily with our session of the PokePod World Podcast. Once again, my name is KG Prestige, and I welcome y'all to another fun-filled session. So it's gonna be a good one for tonight. At least that's what I like to believe. So yeah, without any further ado, shall we get right into it then, ladies and gents? And I think I finally figured out exactly where the YouTube issue is at, so I'm gonna go and take care of that right about now. So let me go and head back real quick. So first of all, before we continue any further, let's go say hello to the peeps that are here in this call with us right now. So of course I got my good buddy Emmy.
Hello, everyone. Please, you can hear me, right? Hi.
Yeah, so we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh my god.
Okay, to clarify what's happening, our buddy Emmy had some issues before with the audio hiccups and whatnot, but now she should be perfectly fine, and now we have a brand new thing.
2.0, let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Let me call. Oh my gosh.
and just note that it had to have happened during the goddamn session on YouTube. Also, there we go.
Yeah.
Now it's up on the chat. Hey, look, you guys can now type on the chat. Good job, everybody.
Yay.
You did it.
Yay. Good job, peeps.
Yeah, good job, peeps. I think I just gotta fix this a little bit more. There we go. Okay, perfect. Yes, people can hear you. All right, everybody in the chat, wave your hand, say hello, all that good stuff, and let people know where we are at. Share, like, all that. Yeah, you can actually like the video now. Go do that if you haven't yet to do so, because now you have the ability to go towards that like button down there. Hit that like to let us know you guys enjoyed these streams here on this channel, and if you would like to see more of this sort of stuff in the future, do express your opinions through that format. I think it's the best way to do so, and we hope you guys enjoy tonight's show. So yeah, let's get right into it then, ladies and gents. Of course, like I stated before, I got with me some good buddies. I got Emmy, I got Nessa. Of course, we got TSS, who has happened to join us as well. I think Tyrone currently is still streaming on his on the other channel, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So we probably won't be hearing from him for a wee bit until he comes a little later. So hope you guys can bear with that. Other than that, off the top of my head, I don't really have anything else to bring up. And yeah, what do you guys say? Let's get right into it then. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now, last week we didn't mention this because I wasn't here, but of course, YouTube Vanced has been discontinued because of CND from Google. For people who don't know, YouTube Vanced was a modified YouTube client that used things like sponsor block and also ads. It blocks ads and everything. So the thing is, Google got them because they were distributing modified versions of the YouTube APK with all the stuff baked in. Now, there are alternatives. For example, NewPipe is one, but NewPipe will probably not get under the same scrutiny because it is not a modified YouTube APK, and that's the reason why the Vance got shut down in the first place. Because they literally just took the YouTube APK and modified it. You're not supposed to do that. It's against the law because that's kind of like intellectual property infringement and shit. So just use and they even say, oh, use YouTube Premium. Like, okay, fine. And then if you want read-only YouTube, use NewPipe.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, there we go then, ladies and gents. Now you have your answers. But first of all, TSS, how have you been? Hopefully everything's been okay with you, buddy.
Yeah, I've been okay. Just taking things in stride and getting ready for the spring because, of course, today was the first day of spring.
I know,
Yeah.
and boy, what a change, too. Also, I noticed my character also looking a little funny. Here we go. Let's fix that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so, it was really nice outside today, bro. Finally
So
feels
pretty.
good to get some good weather.
It was beautiful.
Indeed, man, indeed.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I
could wear a sweater.
stroll. I took a nice long stroll today because it's like I know after today it's gonna be crappy again.
Yeah, it's gonna snow again. And I'm like, wow. How nice.
I'm telling you guys, with how ridiculous this weather is, do not be afraid to see snow on the 4th of July. I'm telling you, that shit's still a fever dream of mine that I've been clamoring on for years. It'll happen one day, I guarantee you. It's not a big deal, but it's just something to note anyway. But yeah, so let's go, before we go any further, let's go say hello to everybody in the chat, of course. We gotta go and say hello to the YouTube peeps. I see Tactical Grook, I see Joker, I see Ebo, I see Curl, of course. How you all doing? Hopefully you all are doing fan-freaking-tastic. So yeah, make sure once again, ladies and gents, if you guys enjoyed this sort of shenanigans here on this platform anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you have yet to do so. We won't be doing this permanently. It's just something I've done occasionally every now and then. We did one of these sessions before live on YouTube a while ago, and I thought it'd be nice to go and do that once again here. So yeah, here we are, ladies and gents. And let's go have some fun with this tonight. Now, before we go any further, though, let us go and bring up something that has happened this week in terms of the wonderful world of gaming. Now, obviously, a couple of days ago, or actually, no, I shouldn't say a couple of days ago, a couple of hours ago, something unexpected happened to the Nintendo Switch that I'm surprised it took this long, I'm going to be real with you, to finally drop. What am I talking about? I'm talking about folders. At long last, the Nintendo Switch has folders now.
Yeah, organization.
What?
Yeah, we finally got it. Why did it take this long? I don't know. But we now have access to it. And you can now customize your Switch to look nicer, I guess, if you like that. So...
Except the problem is it's not on the fucking home screen. You actually have to go to all software and then you can select the freaking groups. Why didn't they fucking make it so that the groups appear on the main screen?
Hold on, buddy. You got to give it some time, man.
This is all new for me, so I'm like,
yeah, listen. It took them 10 years, TSS, to get into 2010. So let's be real.
Well,
When will we get these?
Actually, I would say 20. I believe folders came out with 9.0, so that would be in 2015.
Jeez.
So yeah.
I'm waiting for themes, okay? What's taking so long on that, all right? We got folders. Where's the themes now?
Give
Come
it
on.
about 5 years, buddy.
3DS era.
Install Atmosphere and then just freaking install a custom launcher or whatever.
Oh, good lord. Oh, man. But yeah, so obviously we got that. But of course, the real meat and potatoes that I wanted to talk about that came out a few days ago was for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We got the first, I guess, pack, you could say, or first wave of downloadable content for a game that came out in 2014. Just to remind everybody. So Mario Kart 8. 8 brand new courses. Well, really more so 8 remastered courses finally coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it is going to be including a grand total of 48 tracks, and so far we have gotten our hands on 8 of them at this moment. So I thought it would be kind of fun to be here with all of you guys here tonight in the call to do a little something special, and that is, what if you guys want to join for me in a ranking of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC courses? Obviously, I'm assuming a couple of us have had a chance to play it, so I think.
And I'm not one of them, so I'm sitting out.
Oh no! But at least you'll get to hear. Well,
you.
actually, TSS, would you happen to have the expansion pass by any chance?
Nope, because my friends don't want to buy it because it's not worth the money right now.
Okay, just making sure. That's why I'm asking. So
technically, for people who have expansion packs.
Yeah. Here's the thing, TSS. You don't necessarily need to buy it because since we have access to it, we can pretty much allow you to play it.
But the problem is I can't practice. It's like I have.
You can't practice. You can only play.
It's kind of like the GT7 problem, which we're going to get to in a little bit too, because that shit is fucking can of worms too.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I would like to believe. But so what do you guys say? We go and do have some fun here ranking some of the downloadable content then?
Yes.
All right then. So obviously, is it going to be horrible or is it going to be great? You'll find out momentarily. So we have with us a tier maker list for the 8 tracks. So we're going to be playing around with that as well. Of course, we got rank S, A, B, C, and D. So rank 8, rank 1 to 5, basically. 1 being the best and 5 being the absolute worst. Also, somehow I think I see Tyrone rating with a party of 12 to Twitch. Oh, okay, don't tell him, guys. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so obviously we're gonna go have some fun with that. Rank S, A, B, C, and D. Will we all agree with the same courses? Will we all disagree? Who knows? But I think it'll be a lot of fun. So what do you guys say we begin our session tonight with the first track from the very first wave of DLC? We are live on YouTube, buddy. So let's go to
YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
I fucking rated you. I did a stream today.
Oh shit! Well, I'm sorry, buddy.
You idiot!
Did you?
What the fuck are you doing on YouTube?
You rated them over here.
Once again, Tyrone never fucking checks his subscription boxes.
I was doing a fucking stream. First of all, second of all,
that notification and the subscriptions came out 2 days ago, so you don't have an excuse.
doesn't fucking matter because
it doesn't matter. You check YouTube every fucking day.
Okay, but you want to know what happens every Monday on Twitch at 9 p.m. Central?
Yeah, and I even notified on
okay,
Twitter too.
fine. All right. Well, if I've been hold on, no, scratch that.
Did he? Okay,
hold on. No. Hold up. I'm gonna complete my sentence.
Shut up for a second. KG, question.
Yeah.
Did you post on your Twitter that you're going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, about 24 hours ago. I tweeted 3 times as well for it.
I said yesterday.
I have a solution.
Even Eddie, who doesn't have Twitter, saw it as well.
So now I get my chance to say
yeah,
it.
Of course.
Even though TSS was the king of interrupting, but I'll go ahead and let him. So hardwired in my fucking brain for 5 years straight.
Actually, no, about a year and a half because we did do one session on stream.
Yeah, well, yeah, for hardwired in my brain as a pattern, almost like a physical muscle movement, has been that we do the PokePod on Twitch.
Yes.
Every Monday at 9 p.m. Central.
Yes.
So when I rated, my brain went on the same mindset. I'm aware that you probably did that you tweeted 24 hours ago and my brain looked at it and a billion tweets, notifications and shit have happened since 24 hours. I don't think you noticed, but your tweet isn't the only thing that exists on Twitter. If it would, Twitter would be a fucking weird website. So let's assume that millions of things have happened since then. Work, me streaming, the day by
Actually, yeah.
day,
Speaking of which, I was surprised you streamed today.
dinner.
You
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
went
mention
in.
that to us.
Well, yeah, it says surprise stream on the title.
I
didn't
know.
even
I was
was
just
gonna do it.
surprised by that, and you are right.
So with this many elements and a habit that's been burning in my brain for years, I'm sorry if I forgot
You're
that
forgiven.
one fucking tweet that was made 24 hours ago versus the 5 fucking years I've been following this system.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
I got a solution. Just get them back and just be like, yo, stay on YouTube. Let's raid YouTube.
Also, I'm sorry, but the last time we were on YouTube, a certain website decided to fuck KG over. So excuse me if I have a little bit of disdainment towards it.
No, don't worry. Listen, I've already gotten over it, and I'm only just doing this just for the fact that, obviously our good buddy, who's a VTuber, has told us it's fun to kind of mess around with these sort of things. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go and do that as well. So
Yay.
Here we are for this session tonight. And yeah. So, Tyrone, just to catch you up to speed, in case you missed a couple of minutes, which you did, because you were, of course, streaming in your respective channel, which make sure to go follow Tyrone over his Twitch channel at TyroneTG3. We are now going to be talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and the downloadable content that has been distributed just a couple of days ago.
I fuck on YouTube, didn't I?
Well, yeah, don't worry. I already enabled it for not for kids. You're good. You could say frick all you want, so it's all good.
Fuck yeah, nice.
Exactly. All right. So, yeah, now got back up to speed. We are now talking about the downloadable content. So, Tyrone, you ready for that shenanigans?
All right, let's talk about Mario Kart.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's go and transition back here. And now we're going to transition back, and that way we can make a clean session segue to the actual stream.
Real clean, KG.
Real clean. There you go. Look, as clean as that transition is right there. Beautiful.
Clean.
But why are we on YouTube this week? Because I thought, why not? And
because KG likes to ruin people's fucking lives. That's why.
KG likes chaos, okay? The K stands for chaos, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, see, Emmy understands. There
You're
you go.
fucking up your demographic. What if people don't have a YouTube? That are our
What?
audience members.
Tyrone,
Actually,
make sure
well,
you
that-
understand
you
what
don't
you
need
just said.
Wait, I was just
What?
talking about a program called New Pipe where you can subscribe to channels without even needing a freaking account.
Yeah, you could also watch it as well. It's not like you need an account.
Yeah,
There's no age
so,
restriction on this.
Yeah, and plus, New Pipe actually bypasses the age restriction anyway.
Also, if you don't have Twitter, then you can join the JPR Discord and be notified like that. So then, regardless of where it's streaming, you'll know. Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Even now, I'm looking at our fucking viewer count, and it's half what we would have gotten on Twitch, only because people know usually that we're on Twitch.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a special time to go and also do this here on YouTube as well. There's actually some special reasonings behind this today, but I'll talk more about that a little later. But yeah, so let's get back into some Mario Kart 8 shenanigans. Why don't we then?
Yes.
Okay, so the first map that we're going to be talking about tonight, ladies and gents, is going to be, I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm going to be real with you. Paris Promenade or whatever the hell.
Promenade. It's Promenade.
Promenade. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got it correct the first time around. Neat. So that's going to be the first one we're going to be talking about. So let's get right into it. So out of curiosity, to those in this call, I know Emmy, you played it because obviously you were a part of the Mario Kart shenanigans we had the other day. Nessa, what about you? I believe you as well was also for a bit. Or...
I think I chose that course because I didn't know what it was.
Oh, you just randomly selected it.
I had problems that day too, or I nearly broke my Switch that day. My controller stopped working. I was just like, just a damn mess that day.
Oh, damn. All right. So allow me to explain what's happening with this course. So this is one of the various Mario Kart Tour tracks, the mobile game that had dropped a couple of years ago. And one of the courses that they decided to implement into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was, Paris Promenade, which is a very interesting course because theoretically, what you're seeing right now on screen is actually 3 different track layouts actually merged into one track. If you take a look into the footage that is being presented on screen, you'll notice that every particular lap that you go through, the route towards how you get to the next lap actually changes a little bit, to the point that by the final lap, the way you get to the end of the racetrack is actually going backwards, which is the first time since Mario Kart Double Dash that we've ever seen you guys ever go backwards to go to the end of the race course. You can go so fast in this game that while you're going forwards, you'll actually see your opponents go back, which is insane to me. That we haven't seen something like that since Luigi's Circuit. Also, hi JPR, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it is kind of crazy to me to see something like that. But I wanted to share my opinions on it, and I really do like its uniqueness. I think it's because of the fact that we're finally getting courses that are actually inspired by real world locales that you could see in the footage here. When we talk about the Tokyo one, I'm kind of curious to see if anybody can pinpoint some stuff from there too. But if you guys know Paris very well, you could see a lot of beautiful monuments like whatever the Eiffel Tower was.
No, no. You saw in there the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, hey, listen,
And
man,
then
you can see all of those. I don't
there's
know the
Arc de
names.
Triomphe, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking map, bro. Now, is it a beautiful map to race on? Is the real question.
No, it's not.
And I'm
really
gonna tell you
not.
right now, this you see that map layout right there at the right of the screen? That's confusing as fuck because they don't like highlight which sections of the map you can race on at that moment, because it could tell you could go right. But in reality, it's blocked at this current moment. But you don't know that.
World.
You have to at least have already played the map to even understand this map layout.
It's open world Mario Kart.
Kinda. It's you know what it is, Tyrone? It's Lumio City brought to Mario Kart.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Exactly. That's how it is in the map layout.
It's like Lumio City, but some places where the power out is, even though there's people walking towards the area where the power out is.
And that's possible here because you could go so fast. You could see those people walk in that direction, but be like, "How the fuck do I get there?" So it has that kind of mindset. But yeah, let me go.
I don't want to hear that. Take your headset and put it in bed with you, and just fucking be on the call.
But yeah, let me go and pass this on to then my buddy Emmy here. You said you're not a big fan of this particular course. May you elaborate as to why that's the case?
Yeah, of course. No, I like this course. It looks very pretty. It's Lumio City, but done right. But I just keep hitting walls, and I don't like it. Like these arrows are telling me to turn, and I keep turning, but then I still run into walls anyways. Like
you need to download the Get Good software.
I know. It's so difficult. It comes with too many experience points that I don't have. So it's like, what can I do? But I like the course. Like, I like the layout of it. I just don't like driving in it. And we did 200cc on Friday. And I'm like, KG, why? Why are you trying to hurt me?
I did nothing.
This versus Cheeseland.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about one course that looks like Cheeseland. You sure? God, because there's another map I think that could kind of fill in the Cheeseland vibes, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
You know what? I spoke and then I imagined what exactly you just said, and now I'm upset. So yeah.
All right. So Emmy, what do you say we now? Yeah. Well, anything else you'd like to add, or do you think we should try going to the ranking system now?
Ranking.
All right. Let's go and have some fun with the ranks, ladies and gents. Here we go. So, here in the ranking system, peeps, we are going to...
All the Korean kids have whooped y'all asses at this point.
Here we're going to go and rank what we think is the best of the best, or the worst of the worst. Now, personally, I'm going to be real with you. Despite, like, the structure of it, I really still love the concept, only because it is really fascinating to drive in a different direction than the other racers. So, theoretically, somebody in last place could just straight up bullet bill in your face, even though you're going in the right direction. It looks like you're not, but it really is kind of cool that you are. And I love that structure alone. It is one of a map, though, that I still believe you're going to need to get getting used to it, though. It's not one that you will immediately look at and be like, oh, it's a straight map. No, there's a lot of twists and turns with this one. So for me personally, I would put it either at the lowest of A's or high B. But what about chat? And of course, what about you? I mean, where do you feel like you would place this?
That's a good question. I would agree with you, honestly. I think like I think I would put it in A as well because it's very pretty.
Oh no, like you know, the controversy aside that's been happening these past couple of weeks, it really is a gorgeous looking map, bro. And I cannot deny, especially when you compare this one to like other ones that are in the DLC. This one just sticks out beautifully. Just
Like I know I just complained about like hitting walls and stuff, but I feel like if I play this course like for a while and I'll get good at it, then like I'll feel accomplished.
She'll hit less walls.
Exactly, and I'll feel accomplished.
so at least like if we're gonna put it in A, we agree. We both agree with A. Chat has said though a lot of B's and C's, so maybe that can bounce it down to a B tier.
Yeah,
at least like the
fine.
highest of B's though. I would like to believe. So I think that'll be a good spot for that one currently. So what do you say we now move on into the next course then? So according to what I have here, because I have them in order, we're going to be going through it order by order, so I hope you guys can bear with me on that. The next one we are going to be talking about, ladies and gents, is going to be Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7 on the Nintendo 3DS. Now, Toad Circuit is a really interesting course because this is a beginner course for Mario Kart 7. Aesthetically, I mean, if you are a fan of Toad, you will appreciate and love the living crap out of this. But if you're not, and you just see the course for what it is, it's a very generic, simple course that has some unique moments. Like here, you'll see a section that you can glide. It's not accessible right now, but in a later section in the lap, you'll see it open up so you can glide forward. But other than that, really, that's it.
I'm talking from a person that's completely ignorant. There is no part of me that gives a shit about this track. I don't know. It just doesn't look... It looks like Mario Kart, the track. Like, it just... There's nothing about it that may invest me. What, the Toad balloons? What the fuck?
No, if you look at it carefully, Tyrone, if there wasn't the curve at the bottom left of this track, it would literally be a figure 8. That's it. But it has this little
dent. Out of here, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. This is stupid.
It's like trying to be... It's actually... It looks more like a fish. If you think about it.
If Brad had a Mario Kart stage, this would be it.
And it's like stale bread.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
What the fuck is this shit?
It is a very generic.
This is just the street with Mario Kart shit on it.
Yeah, but at least this has more curves than frickin' Baby Park. So
that doesn't help. It's chaos.
Nah, but see, I think the appeal to Baby Park is because everybody's so tightened up with one another. It creates this sense of chaos that you can get.
What's this track called again?
Toad Circuit.
The only reason I know it's Toad Circuit is because he's fucking Toad balloons. Everything else about this just screams nothing.
Yeah, if you remove the toads, it's just Circuit.
It's the street.
It was so generic. I was so far ahead.
You ever see that Scott the Wise video where he throws his DS and breaks and he goes, "It's just fucking Mario Kart again"? I'm sure he was referring to this.
It probably was, because I think that was a 3DS he snapped.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking Mario Kart again.
Yeah, it's a very simple course. But Emmy, I also want to hear from you. What's your take on Toad Circuit? Maybe you have a different mindset towards this one.
I mean, I really like Toad. I always play as Toad. But this track is boring. I would like to hit some walls, okay? I would really like to hit some walls here.
There's no walls, just curves.
They're just curves, man. Like, no, it's just really boring. Honestly, like, it's like, why? Why?
Look at this section right here. Look, it's just a straight line for like 10 seconds before you make a turn.
Like, why they do Toad like this, okay? Why they do Toad like this?
Feel like I'm being trolled.
They should have at least, if they were going to bring back a Toad course, they should have brought back Toad's Factory from the Wii. Like, that's a good course there.
I remember that. I missed that. Why they bring this garbage? I don't like this.
The issue with this course is that, once again, it's one of the beginning maps of Mario Kart 7. So it's not the one that really goes into, like, the super intricate level designs of Mario Kart that you normally would see from titles. But because it is so early in the game, that's why it's such a simplified racetrack. But even then, there's like no real appeal to it other than it's just Toad.
It's Toad.
It's just
That's
Toad.
it.
That's it.
But it's like Toad done badly. It's like dollar store Toad. Like,
Hey. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you won't get fucking food poisoning.
Yeah, you'll bring that up. Yeah, you're right. Hello, chat, though. So, yeah, let's see. Where do you guys believe in the chat? Where do you guys rank Toad's Circuit? And, of course, I mean, where
one
do
thing
you...
here, obstacle-wise, is the ramp that you fly up for a second. It almost feels like you're on the most boring roller coaster ride that only goes straight. But then there's like an occasional hump that's just like, whoa!
And it only shows up in the second loop.
What the fuck is this shit?
Personally, to me, I'm going to be real with you.
It's a D. I'm giving it a D, and I never even played it.
I agree with you. I also feel a D, personally.
This is bullshit.
It's especially when you see this course compared to all the other ones, Tyrone. This course is so simple.
This is street, the stage. Like
It's just a simple D.
this is D for
I
disappointment.
also see a lot here in the chat too. They're saying some C's, some D's, mid but cute. I mean, if you're a fan of Toad, you'll find some cute things like the balloons. But other than that,
like in some Sonic games, they do alliteration to make the stages sound cool, like Palm Tree Panic or Hazard Highway or whatever. This is street, but like imagine it showing up in the Sonic font.
you say Sonic, Tyrone, and there's gonna be something funny I'm gonna bring up later. By the way, with that. But you'll see when we get to that discussion. Now, talking about the music, though, I will at least give it that. Toad Circuit's song actually does sound really good. But that doesn't hold tight for the track in itself, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that. What do you guys say we move on into the next one, then?
Yes.
Now, if you guys recall my experience in the reaction towards the announcement of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe downloadable content, you might recall one particular track I was asking for that I didn't think I would receive, and then I received it. And that would just happen to be something called Choco Mountain from Nintendo 64. And let me just say, they completely changed this entire track up. This does not look like Choco Mountain from the Nintendo 64, aside from the track layout. And that's a really good thing, though. Yeah. This map got a boost in charm and appeal. I love it. First off, in the original games, it was just nothing but mountains on the left and to the right. Here, you can see that you can actually fall off the side of the mountain there. And there was never really a cave in the original 64 version. But this version, as you can see, have you going in through like a mining cave that the Shy Guys are in while trying to avoid these bats. Then after that, you, of course, get an exclusive gliding section that wasn't in the original 64 version. But I'm very glad that they retained one very important aspect. You don't see it in this lap, but you'll see it in another lap. There are rocks that are falling down from there. And you could get pummeled by them. And you will have very little reaction time to that particular thing. So keep an eye out on those falling rocks right there.
But I'm a little ignorant, but how do you do that tiny little hop and then drift?
Oh, you press R, L or R.
Yeah, L, R, and then, of course, hit it immediately after that.
Yeah, you do like a double. You do like a double.
I knew how to drift. I didn't know how to do, but you're doing like a hop before you drift, which I think is making it better.
Yeah, I always like. You mean like that?
You do it. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, you always hop.
Well, no,
yeah, that's the same way.
So in my knowledge, and not just with Mario Kart, in all Mario, in all
unless games. You mean when I'm like doing a jump and then I animation and then I that you can do as well.
Traditionally, from what I know, not even just from Mario Kart, just from car racing games, in order to drift, you usually hold the shoulder buttons. Exemplifying, like if you want to drift left, drift right, go right. Obviously,
yes.
But here, I saw you do a tiny hop, then drift, which makes you go slightly faster because I'm seeing blue sparks instead of red.
Yeah, you get some drift boost. Yeah. Depending on how much you curve left or right, you get an additional boost in speed. But that also depends on the setup that you have for your vehicle. Some setups on vehicles can provide faster boost or, faster runtime for boosts, and sometimes others can take a while for boosting to occur, so... keep that in
All
mind when choosing your vehicles.
Night, JPR.
But yeah,
Thank you.
also, by the way, rocks. So
Rocks.
make sure to avoid falling rocks. But Emmy, let me pass this on to you. What do you think about the Choco Mountain?
Okay, I have a question. Was this the one where me and Tyrone couldn't finish the lap because we were playing like the N64
Yes,
version?
this was the exact same map. Neither you nor Tyrone could have finished in the original Nintendo 64 online.
No wonder I had PTSD when I was doing this. I was like, no, this doesn't seem right.
I can play this course.
Just had to throw me in there, huh?
Tyrone, you were in the experience too, buddy.
Oh, I know I was. You
We
didn't
were
have to
struggling
talk about
together.
it.
You don't want to
yeah.
talk about our struggle?
Yeah, you could have struggled by yourself as far as the audience knew.
Wow. I see
I
how it
hide
is.
my trauma, thank you.
No, but
I keep my trauma inside. Home.
no, I was trying to share it, all right? And I was trying to take you with me, but I guess not. I guess I'm not finishing
Well,
this
it's
lap
too
by
fucking
myself.
late. It's too fucking late now. You done told millions of people across the internet.
I guess I'm finishing this trauma lap by myself. Okay, fine.
So,
But like, it's okay. I mean, like, it's better. I could finish a lap. I could finish the race, and without falling off constantly. There is this one turn. I think it's towards like the end though, where if you don't drift correctly, you fall. Which I seem to keep falling, but it's okay. It's fine. I'll just learn and get good. You know, that's just the joy of Mario Kart. You just get good.
the good thing
It's-
about this
Yeah,
course though is that if you
definitely.
fall down,
Yes.
you don't immediately like have to go around again like you did in the 64 version.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because I wanted that to be kept because I wanted to push people
No.
back down there, but I
No,
couldn't do it
Casey.
in this one. So for those who
That's
don't
so
like that
mean.
though, you get a plus for that.
Yeah, so I would like keep it higher because of that. Because of that reason. Because I did
okay,
not
so
like
they
that. That
did
made it so confusing.
quality of life basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
All right. So what do you say we go and rank this one then? Let's
Yes.
go and take care of that right now. Let's go and rank where we believe Choco Mountain could potentially be. Personally, I see it as a low A or a high B in my eyes. I like the course. It's nothing super special, but I do believe that the quality of life changes that they did for it are really something that I feel will keep this map very active moving forward, especially because of the falling rocks as well. You can't avoid falling rocks if you don't know how to properly time your movements through the area there. So, but what about you, Emmy? Where would you place it?
I would put in a low B just because, like, yeah, I like the quality of life changes, but then they also could have just not brought this back. That could have been an option.
Hey, listen,
instead of
the
bringing-
Nintendo Switch Online was not the fault of this, okay?
That's true.
Okay,
That's
maybe it
unusual.
is, but regardless.
Maybe.
But yeah, so would you put it above or below Paris Promenade?
I would put below because I like the Paris one better. than-
Okay, yeah, I can agree to that. Like I said, for me with the A, it would be the lowest of A's. But that's also because I think nostalgia plays such a key factor for me with that one. But I still do believe that the quality of life changes that are in Choco Mountain are something that I don't think should be neglected. It really is a very charming thing. And thank you, Donnie, for that in the chat. Much appreciated,
Yeah.
buddy. Okay, so there we go. We give that a B. So what do you say we move on into the final course for this particular cup then? And that is going to be none other than everyone's fan favorite, the one that they promoted the shit out of in the trailer for this DLC, none other than the wonderful world of Coconut Mall. Who wants to go shopping tonight? Because they have everything in this shop, from food to clothing to mega mushrooms for some odd reason, and just a bunch of pretty places to be. Here's my biggest criticism I have with this map, however.
Uh-oh.
I am so mad that I can't get run over by Barack Obama me no more. I'm so
What?
sad. Okay, so allow me to explain. To those who know...
I know exactly what you're talking about too.
No, you sounded so fucking stupid. I didn't know how to handle it.
So there is a particular section in the original Wii course of Coconut Mall that would include two vehicles at the end that would be driven by Miis that are in your system. Correct? So in the original course, those systems me's that you have in there could be randomized. So occasionally, if you happen to have funny me right there during those two shy guys that are just chilling there, you can occasionally have moments where you could have, say, for example, me Barack Obama riding one of the vehicles and running you over by accident, or say any of the other hilarious meat concepts that people have made online, like the cheeseburger one, for example, beef boss, as people call it. So you could have things like that. Unfortunately, because we're in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and this was also taken from Tour as well, that particular spot is no longer me focused, and therefore the concept of the Mii's pretty much taking over that section are no longer a thing. So you can't get run over by Barack Obama like you could in the originals. So that is a big disappointment. Aside from that, though, this course is beautiful, bro. I love this course. This course is absolutely beautiful. The music's great. The course is gorgeous. I love that they fixed the escalators, by the way. They no longer look like escalators. They're actually ramps that they point the arrows up. In the original playthrough of this game on the Wii, you actually just ran up the stairs or the escalators.
Oh, I hated that.
So you get like bumps left and right, which I mean is chaotic, so it works with the Wii game. But I think for what they did here as a quality of life change, this was a good plus on that bit there. So, Emmy, let me pass this on to you. What do you think of this course in general?
Ooh, I'm excited. So when I saw this course, this is my favorite course in the Wii. This was like my childhood. I just remember playing this so much. And when the DLC came out, what did I play first? I played Coconut Mall just to see if the shortcuts were still there, and they're still there. I'm so happy. I can go through the burger joint and just win my way through victory. I can stop for a burger and I can get first place. It's so awesome. I love
you
that.
Want a burger? Bitch, a burger? Eat a burger! Bitch, if you want a burger, bitch, a french fry, eat a french fry! French fry and a burger! French fry and a burger, bitch!
Exactly. I can do that. It's so great. I can still jump.
I'm also really mad at KG's luck. He gets stopped that long and still wound up in first place. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, I was so far ahead is what happened. That's what.
This is some bullshit. Also, I noticed he got hit by a red shell, which negated the blue shell that
was really well timed. This isn't like Mario Kart Wii.
Kill. Like, KG's luck is stupid. I hate looking at it.
Good look.
All right, Amy, you can go ahead with your burger.
Oh, my burger. Yeah, with my burger and fries.
Bitch, if you want a burger, bitch, a burger.
No, it's true though. Like, I'm so happy they kept all that. Like, I agree though with the whole like cars thing, because I remember that like specifically with the Mii's and getting hit by the cars, and it's just being really funny because like Barack Obama would hit you with a car. It's so funny, like who doesn't want to get hit by the president? Like, bro. But, like,
I mean, how many times could you go in your life and said I got run over by Barack Obama? And can actually admittedly say that.
You're gonna have that, right?
If you look in general, Emmy, you'll see what I'm doing.
Oh my god, yes. With this. But I'm so happy with this. I get to still do my sick like flips off like the waterfall, and like I could just have fun with this. I could do my little jumps. It's so nice. I love this course. I love this course so much. It's so good.
So what do you say we go and then decide to figure out where we should rank it then? Should this deserve to be in the S tier, the A tier, the B, C, and D? And personally, I'm going to give it the highest of A's. I want to give it an S, personally. I really do. But they took my Mii's, and also they made that last section of the map a little too easy, because now the Shy Guys are just sort of stationary. They're not moving left and right, so you don't get run over by them. And therefore, that section of the course kind of went from being randomized to now being very basic as an ending there. But I still believe that outside of that change, it is still an incredibly crafted, well-crafted course that will be replayed for hundreds of hours if we continue playing more Mario Kart in the future. But what about you, Emmy? Where would you place yours at?
Oh, I would put this in its own tier and call it Coconut Mall. Like,
unfortunately, I don't got that Coconut Mall option there.
Okay, fine. I'll put it in S because I still love it. I'm biased, so I have to put it in S. But like, I would put it in low S because of that.
I
But
do
it's
see
still
the
an S.
chat giving it though a lot of S. So you know what? I will give it an S. But if we do happen to
Yeah.
put another S course here, though, I think this will be at the bottom, at the absolute
Yeah.
bottom. So yeah. So what do you say we now move on into the next cup? Because of course we completed 4 so far. We need to go and talk about the other 4 that are also in this, and let us head into the world of Tokyo. Why don't we? So, ladies and gents, we are heading towards the world of Japan. And that being in none other than in the new course from Tour titled, I believe, Tokyo Blur. Yep, there we go. You could see a lot of beautiful aesthetics in the background. Can you pick out all the details that are presented on this screen, TSS? This one's going to be one for you in particular.
Unfortunately, YouTube has the freaking delay shit. So
All right, I should just share you guys the OBS stream then at that point.
Yeah.
Did that.
Yeah, so hold on a second. I'll do that for you right now
All right, I
then.
see Tokyo Tower.
Okay, so I actually played Mario Kart Tour on my phone, so I
The
actually
funny
do
thing
like
is,
that. This is
so
there.
you see where the big Mario on the side there? That's supposed to be a nod to like Yodobashi camera.
Huh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on here. I'll share it now on screen for you, TSS. You
Yeah,
can look through that.
Yodobashi camera from Shinjuku, not the one in Akiba.
Yeah, so
All right.
and also you'll see like a bridge here, which seems to be based off
That's a rainbow bridge.
yeah, you can even see the color aesthetics right there as well.
Yeah, it's the rainbow bridge.
Rainbow Road meeting Rainbow Bridge.
I also saw like let me see here. I see like Asakusa, the one on the right. You go
I
under
see some
the
vending machines there as well.
you go under like Kaminari Mon Gate. You see Odaiba with the Konansha or the Ferris wheel. So that's why, and this whole thing is supposed to be like the Shukudo Expressway, and they go over the rainbow bridge. And
Now there is going to be a new change, buddy.
And you see there, you also see behind the Tokyo Tower, you see Mount Fuji, and also back there you also see Skytree.
Huh.
Oh.
Now here's a
Yeah.
new section of the course right here, the highway we're entering here.
Yeah, once again, this is the C1, the Chuo Expressway.
Just
And then-
another
yeah.
section of it.
It's also another thing through Odaiba, because actually they have these kind of partitions there, but also you see that building with the giant ball there, that's actually the I believe it's the Fuji TV building, which got destroyed in like Digimon and shit. So yeah, they did a pretty good job here.
So in terms of like collecting what you would consider some main attractions from Tokyo in itself, do you think that they aesthetically at least put it in the right areas here for this
Yeah,
track?
and you also see like the sumo wrestling by the Budokan as well. So
Yeah, there's just a lot of detail. Like you gotta for this is gonna be one of those racetracks, you just gotta look.
What was that?
I don't know why the camera shows that.
What was that?
Also there, as it was going around, you see fucking Big Sight where freaking Comic Cat is held. So once again, that's why they don't do
What
Odaiba.
just happened?
So
Yeah.
once again, it has a lot of cool aesthetics. I had to agree on that, but it is also cool to hear from you, TSS, as you know, obviously you know these locations pretty well, at least compared to most of
Yeah.
us here. To know that the things that they pulled here are stuff that is faithful as it could possibly be for Mario Kart Tour or Mario Kart 8 track anyway. But now let me pass this on to Emmy. Emmy, I want to hear from you though, as a track in itself now. What do you think about the course? Because this also, I think, suffers the same issues that Paris Promenade had, but not
Not as bad.
bad. Yeah, not as bad. But I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking differently. What do you think?
No, I agree. Like it's not as bad. Like it does suffer the same thing, but at the same time, I feel like if it tells me to turn, it gives me enough notice where I can see it in advance. Like see where if I just look at the screen right now, I think according to
Yeah, we
flag or
passed
whatever,
one. They showed a red icon there that told you. And
Yeah.
also these sections right here, they tell you go right.
Yeah, exactly. And I can see it from so far away where it's like it's not as sudden like, oh, I have to turn right like right now. Like if I don't, like I'm gonna hit a wall. Like I have some time to just like adjust. So I like that. And I like the scenery as well, like everything that TSS was saying too. Just it's so nice that they put so many like aspects of Japan. So it's nice. We love that. So good.
Yeah,
So
it
good.
is. So, anything else you would like to add towards the course in itself as well? Like, was there any issues that you had run into?
Not that I can think of for this one, honestly. No, I wouldn't say anything.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will admit though, I think one of the things that this track kind of suffers, not necessarily as big as like the other courses, but like there are moments where linearity is very prominent here. Like for example, you could like earlier in the track, you'll see you just go for a straight line for a couple of seconds. But other than that, really, like every other section, like right here, you'll go through turns, you'll go through obstacles. But other than the beginning part, like everything else, I feel hits all the right notes to make it a very fun course to traverse
And
through.
Felipe, no, it's not their hometown. Freaking Nintendo is in Kyoto. So
Yeah,
no.
Kyoto, Japan. Yeah. So once again, just a beautiful course. Just a really beautiful, aesthetic wise, wonderful course.
Yeah,
So
you
what do
just see you see like the Tokyo Dome. You see like freaking the second time around there. You also see like the M on the entrance there actually is funny because the red M is also used for the Marunouchi subway line,
Oh,
which
So look
is
at that.
another nod as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes.
They got a lot of things. I still don't understand what this part of the course was about. That was one of the dumbest highlights the thing decided to take a focus on, but okay, whatever.
Wait, I love the lightning bolt that hits them off screen.
I just love this. Look at the shell. I'm coming for you.
Wow.
No. So, yeah. So, what do you say? Let's go and give this a ranking then. Personally, I don't. I see this above Paris Promenade, but I don't know if I put it in A. But I think I'm gonna give it an A now because TSS went and described a lot, I think, of what makes Tokyo, well, Tokyo.
Yeah.
And now just having the mindset of like the designs of the worlds and the references that are thrown in there, you can't deny that there's just so much charm in that alone. So personally, to me, I would give it a solid A. But what about you, though? I mean, what would you give it as a ranking?
I agree. I was like looking at chat too, and I see Felipe who said I'd give it a B or A. I agree with that. Either like B, like above the Paris one, or like A where you just kept it, like just like high A.
Okay.
Because of the landscapes and everything.
I am seeing a lot of B's though, so I feel we might shoot it back down to B, but I think it'll still be above the Paris course regardless. I had a
Agreed.
lot of fun with this one, personally. So I can agree to that if we had to choose a
I
spot
actually
for it.
played this level, by the way.
And yeah, and I wanted to hear that because I heard you mention earlier ago you actually played this on the app itself in tour.
I
Tyrone.
have Mario World Tour on my phone, so I do play this level, and I like it on there, and it's fun there.
Now, quick question, Tyrone, because
Also, you get Japanese Daisy, and that's fucking amazing.
yeah. Now, can we bring those skins to Deluxe, please, so it can truly deserve the title
No,
of
because
Deluxe?
they want to see me fucking suffer. That's why.
At least you have Daisy in there, so be
Yeah.
happy with that. Yeah, we're the love hotels.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it would be nearby Hasakusa, so.
Hey, we gotta go play around in that course and actually inspect every inch and corner, see if they do have one like snuck in somewhere there. But
I mean,
yeah,
you
I
see a
think-
dome, but it's like, you know.
yeah, like there are so many things in the background you don't even
Yeah,
see it
and
in the race.
and also you see also at the end there you also see like the Ebisu freaking building with the giant like yellow freaking glob shit. So it's like a lot of nods. I love it.
Yeah. You'll have a lot more fun with it, TSS, when you actually get a chance to play in that course too.
Yeah.
Because seeing it through footage, I think does it wonders. But like experiencing that at first hand, though, I think is just a whole.
Yeah, I'm
different
gonna
kind
have to
of
probably
appeal.
just do practice. I probably just have to do practice runs so I could actually label all of the freaking all the landmarks. Because I
Yeah.
could definitely see that in this footage. It was like, yeah,
Just
they
a
pretty much
bunch.
hit all of pretty much hit all of the major like landmarks around Tokyo. Like say even Mount Fuji in the background, you see that it's like crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right
gotta-
then. Go on.
I gotta
Only
play
thing, the only thing is we didn't see freaking Greymon destroy the freaking Fuji TV building. So it's,
Give it a chance. It'll happen one day in the
Ew.
patch. Nessa, what you had to say?
you'll-
No, I just came back, but then I
Oh,
was
welcome
like,
back, buddy.
I have to play this course because I didn't play that one.
Yeah, there's like first of all, I think the track selections I really do believe are really favorable in my eyes anyway. But we'll get more into that once we complete all of the rankings for this one. So let us head into the next one. This one, ladies and gents, we're heading back to the world of Mario Kart DS because we are going to be picking out a course from there, one that never actually got a remastering until, well, Deluxe and Tour, being of Shroom
Oh.
Ridge.
Okay, this one I do remember.
Now, this is one of my favorite courses back on the DS, so I really loved it. And once I played it here in Deluxe, let me just say I love it even more now. First off, let's talk about the music real quick. They kept the synth and like the DS sound font in this remix of the song. Like you can hear the little sound fonts that they used from the DS for Mario Kart DS, and it sounds so good. I love that they done Fateful with this one, and the track is banging. Now, as for the course itself, it is just as good. Let me just say, if you guys love drifting, this is gonna be one of your favorite courses because, as you could see from the map layout, there are a lot of curves and turns. You are going to be drifting left and right. If you've played Mario Kart DS, you would know of the infamous snaking mechanic. And this course kind of was one that led us into that path right there. And this course, once again, looks absolutely lovely. I just love this course. It's a wonderfully crafted course. If you guys enjoy, say, Toad's, what was Toad's Highway or whatever it was from
Yes.
64? This is basically
Toad's
that.
Turnpike.
Toad's Turnpike, thank you. This is basically that, except during the daytime and you're in the mountainside. And the cars are just mix and mashes from that right there. And it looks really good.
Because I don't know, Toad's Turnpike, it was like a lot closer.
Yeah. Toad's Turnpike, I think my big issue with Toad's Turnpike was that it was so open in the 8 Deluxe one because, you know, you can go into the anti-gravity stuff. So you're like much more huggable on the walls and therefore able to dodge a lot more traffic. Here, it's more so, no, you're kind of tightened by all of the stuff that's being presented here on a screen. Also, thank you, Horn. But now, this course right here, I really loved it. For someone who loves to play around with like boosting, with drifting and all that, you get a lot from there. There was unfortunately something I could not show off here in this course when I was playing it, but it is a really cool thing regardless. They added a shortcut into this one where if you have a mushroom, you can actually use a mushroom to fly towards a wind area that'll shoot you back up and back into the course again, completely skipping over one of the curved sections in the track. But it is really difficult to achieve because it doesn't include a gliding section. It's just straight up, you have to do a leap of fate with the mushroom to get to that shortcut, which we rarely get a chance to see a lot of those implemented into some of the Mario Kart tracks. So I love that. But yeah, so that's all I got to say on this. What about you, Emmy? What's your take on this course?
I agree completely with what you've said too, because this really reminds me of Toad's Turnpike. Like, so I really like that course as well, but I agree with you from what you said for like the Mario Kart 8 version, where it's like you can easily just avoid rush hour by just cheating and going into the anti-gravity stuff. So I like here that you're literally caught in rush hour and you can't escape it. You gotta do what everyone else is doing, just trying to get home. So I like that. I like that for this. And I like it because it gives you a little bit of a challenge just trying to get through, trying not to get hit by cars and trying also to hit cars and trying to fly on cars too. So I like it. It's good.
Riding on cars.
Yeah, there's actually a particular car that has like a surfboard attached to the back.
Yeah.
Now that one you can trick
trying to
ramp
ride on
on.
it.
Here's the issue though, because this track is so tight, it is super, super difficult to even get to do the tricks because there will be occasions where you'll see the vehicle like say right here and you do the trick, but because there's so many curves, you'll hit the wall. So it's like you have to make sure you know how you're tricking with the vehicles and making sure you avoid as many. Like, see right there, I could have done the trick there, but I would have landed my face at that wall right there because of the way it was positioned. So you have to keep that in mind when playing through courses like this. So yeah, once again, a really fun course though.
I like it.
All right, so what do you guys say? We go and give this one a ranking then.
Yes.
All right, then let's head over to the ranking section, ladies and gents. And this is where we're going to be asking ourselves the important question: where exactly does this course fit? And we got S, A, B, C, and D. Personally, I don't see it as an S tier. I still love it though, but it ain't no S tier in my eyes. At least that's what I like to believe. But I still would love to put it in the A. There's a lot of things I love from this course. I love the ability to drift and boost and the ability to avoid obstacles. There's that new added shortcut that wasn't there, but it is still a very simple course, but effective for what it's trying to achieve. But what about you, Emmy? What would you give it as a score?
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I would give it an A as well because it's just basically Toad's Turnpike, but harder, and I like that. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's not S tier, but I would give it an A as well.
All right, so there you go, chat. Now you do see a couple of A's there too, so I think as a solid A, I believe this is a perfect spot to put this in. So I got nothing bad to say on that one. What's the funny thing? That one was one of the more quicker ones to talk about, only because it is such a good course. There's not really many faults to it per se to really pinpoint and nitpick about. But I still do believe it is, regardless, a very fun course. So let us now head on into the next map. Why don't we? This one, ladies and gents, is going to be a returning classic from the GBA, from Mario Kart Super Circuit, that being of Sky Garden, returning after a long ass time. I think they actually remade this on the Nintendo DS, and then they remade it again in Tour, which is what you're seeing the inspiration here for this course at this moment. Now, with that being said, how well and how faithful was this track? And honestly, this is one of the tracks that I think was one of the more negatively received out of all the courses, even more than Toad's Circuit. And allow me to explain that in the best way possible. This course looks nothing like the original Sky Garden. And I don't mean by like the aesthetics alone, because obviously from the GBA to 8 Deluxe, of course, it's going to aesthetically change a lot. But I mean, the level design is dramatically different. A lot of curves and corners that were in the original run of Sky Garden were simplified to the point that this course became super easy to traverse through in the long run, which I think is a negative overall on the play appeal from this course. Because you know what it is to me? It's an inferior version of Cloud Top Cruise. Minus the,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, so it's like that. And I think it doesn't work because of it. Because like you see some ships in the background, you see all those cool aesthetics and whatnot, and you're thinking to yourself, why isn't like this course doing better? And it could, but it doesn't. So personally to me, I think, I'm gonna be real, I find this to be the weakest out of the bunch, but maybe that's just me though. So Emmy, I have to ask you though, what's your take on it overall?
Nah, man, I agree. Like, this looks so similar to what was it called? The Cloud one? Like the
Cloud Top Cruise.
That exactly.
It looks to that thing I forgot.
Look, you're jumping on the leaves. Like, even the mushroom is there. It's the same. The only difference is there's roads. Like, you're not actually driving on cloud, like an actual cloud.
Yeah, you're driving on a road.
Exactly. So it's like, if anything, it got an upgrade because now they have roads now. The construction has finished. There are roads now you can drive on. So it's like, but why? Why? I don't need another one.
You guys have the picture of the original one? Because I never played the DS version.
I haven't either.
I don't have it on hand, unfortunately. I wish I also had footage for that, so I could have shown it as a comparison shot. But if you take a look at the original DS map layout of Sky Garden, or the GBA version, and compare it to the one that you see here in 8 Deluxe, they have similar designs, but they are nothing alike in terms of like just the map structure in itself. Because in the original, there's a lot more shortcuts, there's a lot more curved sections, and just more track. Where this one is less of all of that. And I feel kind of destroys and diminishes what makes Sky Garden stand out. Because now it's just seen more of a inferior version of Cloud Top Cruise than as a track all on its own. So that's pretty much the thing I have to say on that. But yeah, let's go and quickly give this one a rank, and then why don't we then? So this one, I'm gonna be real. I don't want to put it in D. I want to put it in C.
Well,
Personally,
it doesn't matter what you want. I'm just kidding.
no. Now the reason why I
tell
say
the man his own show to do what he wants. Yeah.
yeah, I mean to be fair, I
Oh, no,
still
I
get
also
input.
know KG relies on the chat in order to vote.
Yeah,
too.
someone in the chat wants D.
That's why I made the joke.
No, Felipe, I love the course. I want to be clear. I love GBA Sky Garden. It's one of my favorite tracks in the original GBA, but it's because I love it so much to see it get such an inferior version, which, by the way, the only one real good thing, the one really, really good thing that puts it up higher than Toad Circuit is the song. It is incredibly, incredibly better than it was in the tour version of this song. The tour version completely nerfs the shit out of that song, but the remixed one they did for 8 Deluxe, banger. So I give it, for that alone, a C. But what about you, Emmy? What would you give it as a score?
Honestly, I like the song too, but I still would give it a D because it's like I already played a different version of this. Why would I want to play again? You know, but like a easier version of it. So I was like,
Yeah.
high D or C.
I do
Yeah.
see a lot of C's as well here. So there's some C's. I do see one D, an S actually. So we'll put this for S for that person.
In the chat, I could have put 2 Ds. It would have been funny.
Ah man, double.
Aw.
Nah, I couldn't do
More,
that.
the chat's going for C.
Yeah, so I think for a C, I believe wholeheartedly, this one deserves at least that.
I think that one I did like that course, but I didn't know that I never played the DS version, so I can't really.
Yeah, no, that's understandable though. It's understandable with that alone.
Yeah, that's
but when you get a chance to play the original and then you come back to this one, it'll be really night and day for you personally. Okay,
yeah.
so we got one last one to talk about. What do you guys say we get into that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gents, the final course and the final track of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 1 DLC, and probably one of the most beautiful looking courses
that's
that
the one
this
I
game has to offer. And the one that I was talking about before regarding Sonic, allow me to explain that because nothing here looks like Sonic, but it's about the way this level is designed.
Tune in.
But yeah, so the last map that we're going to be talking about right here is Ninja Hideaway. And let me just say, I love this course. This is one of the best courses. I would even say, not just in the DLC, no, this is one of the best Mario Kart courses that we've ever gotten. Also, by the way, did you guys know there's a shortcut over here? Most people don't even know about that right there.
I'm tripping. I'm like, wait a minute, I know this level.
And this is from Tour.
Yeah,
This is another
it's the
tour
mobile
track.
game. I was like, why do I remember all of it? Yeah, it's the mobile game one.
Yep, it's another tour. And let me just say, like I
What?
stated before, because the funny thing is, Tyrone, in the 8 Deluxe packaging of this, for some reason this track isn't labeled as a tour track. It's just simply Ninja Hideaway.
Well, yeah.
As if
And
like this.
funny thing is, sometimes when I'm playing this on my phone, I'll play because you mentioned Sonic, I'll play Chun-In's theme in the background.
But I think maybe because of that, Tyrone, now that I know that you've played this track, you can agree with me in the terms of Sonic design.
It's Chun-In. It's Chun-In.
No, not that, Tyrone. I'm talking about the level design of this course.
Yeah.
Because if you guys ever played classic Sonic games, you'll know that the best often direction to go towards is up. Correct? However, there will be occasions where the level design will often push you back down, and you don't get penalized for that in this course. In fact, they'll even give you opportunities after you mess up the first time around to go back up again. You'll get sections like that where you can go up or down. You can stay at the bottom path, but if the bottom path is just as good as the top path, of course, the bottom one has a couple of more obstacles. And if you keep yourself at the top, you will avoid some of the obstacles that are present in the way. Like I'm showing here, like because of this, I went the top path. I didn't get to see the Ninja Shy Guys down there at the bottom. Also, because I'm up here, I could theoretically go up to the top right there, but I decided to take the lower path only to show this section here as well. They have so many areas to go through. You see this like vent right there as well. That can boost you back to the top section again, completely getting you back on track at the top section of the course. The level design in this is so good. I love everything that I've seen about this course. And honestly, like I stated before, I don't see this as just a great downloadable content course. I see this as a great track in general. This is like going to be up there in probably my top 10 favorite Mario Kart tracks of all time.
Perhaps it's because this track was originally designed for 8 and they decided to put it on tour and then they just decided to complete the track for 8.
Probably. We don't really know the history behind how these courses got to be made and of course what went in first.
But the layout that I'm seeing here, this looks like an MK8 course. This
yeah,
does not look like a tour course.
Also,
Yeah.
one of the strangest things about this course as well is that the level design is really good, but it also is extremely dangerous. There's nothing to prevent you from falling down. It's like Rainbow Road on the SNES in some parts of the course, because when you're on the rooftop, there's nothing that prevents you from falling off said rooftop. So you can completely steer off the course and just fall down. And it is insane. But they have so many tight curves and corners that you have to drift and boost through, but it just works as a concept in itself. I love this course so much, and the music as well. You listen to the tour version, Tyrone, but the remix they did for 8 Deluxe enhances that even better. So it's a really, really good track in my opinion. But Tyrone, actually, since you played this a little bit of it, I do want to hear your input. Maybe you share some similarities with me on this one. I didn't really get a chance to hear much input from you, but
on the phone, it's you can still do the multiple pathways thing. I think with the phone though, it's really because I personally turned my tilt drift off. Now, so what that means is manually you have the ability to turn your phone a certain way, and that kind of does it, but it messes people up. Plus, nobody's arm holds things perfectly. You think it does, but it doesn't. So I turn mine off. And generally, when I'm going through this level, I try to, like KG's doing right now, find all the secret shit. And there's a lot of it. So I do like the idea that it doesn't feel like one road is wrong. But knowing that, I always try to make it an effort to stay on the top path. Just generally because, like you said, there's less obstacles on the top path. So why not take it?
correct.
That's pretty much what's going on. I played this one mostly so I could get my pulls for Japanese Kimono Daisy.
Did you?
Yeah, I got her.
Oh, okay, good. So
Yeah.
you got her at least.
I lucked out, weirdly enough. I thought I was going to be playing for way longer than I actually did. But thankfully, during my second pull, I got her.
Oh, nice.
So that I lucked out. It was fucking Swimsuit Daisy that caused me the problem. But that was a whole different event. God damn it. I hated that one. But for this one, yeah, I like the idea. I can never get up there though for that starting one for some reason. That always screws me over.
I think it's because I believe the game like auto races for you, so the mindset of the game
Yeah, you
probably
don't have
just
as much
pushes you away.
control as you do the actual like what you're probably playing right now. On the
No.
Switch.
We have all. I think that's what makes these tour
Yeah.
tracks that much more
It's
appealing.
very clear, like TSS said, this was probably meant for this game first. But they
Before it
switched
got
it over
scrapped,
to
I guess.
mobile. Yeah, because there's sometimes when I'm on my phone, I'm like, I can never get up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of concept. Like I never seen so many tricks and turns and stuff like that. Like most tour tracks are very linear. This one, while you could see in the map design down there feels linear, there's so much happening though that makes the linear design work well in its favor. So yeah. But what about you, Emmy? Though, let me hear from you. What you got to say about this course? Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree on what we've been talking about. But what do you believe in?
No, honestly, I 100% agree as well. It's the shortcuts.
What do you believe in?
It's the shortcuts. I like the shortcuts. I like that there's multiple of them. I like that if someone can win and you could just see them out of nowhere and it's like, where'd you come from?
Also, fun fact: there's already an ultra shortcut that was discovered for this track as well, and I can't wait to pull that off when we play this game again in the future.
Yeah, see, I just like the creativity with that, like with this track, and like you guys said as well, like it looks so pretty, so pretty.
It's
I
such
love
a
it.
beautiful course. It really is. You
My
can't go wrong
own-
with it.
My only concern, I think, is just 200cc with this.
No, that's what I
gonna
mean.
kill me.
Because
I love the speed.
200cc.
I need the speed.
And then we all go bonkers in 200cc.
No, this course was not built for 200cc, Nessa. I'll tell you that right now. Because like I told you, there's so
I
many...
don't care.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But holy shit, this course was not meant to be played in 200.
And then you can't even turn.
Somebody saw music is playing now. Oh man, Mario Kart Deluxe. God, I love that song so much.
And I remember, I think this one I was actually briefly in. I remember picking this course too because I just saw it random, like, oh, this looks cool. I'm gonna pick this course.
Yeah, what do you think about it then, Nessa?
I was like, I loved it a lot. I was blown away with the design and everything, and then also like the pink blossom trees, like everything like all pink because it kind of reminded me a little bit of Animal Crossing during like in April. So like, I kind of always loved the cherry blossom aesthetic. So it was just I was already blown away when I saw this course.
You know, I didn't even think about it like that, but like timing, this track came out at the good time though because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're heading to cherry blossom season very
No,
soon.
it's already happened actually.
Oh, it happened?
Yeah, because
Happening right now. Look under your seat.
yeah,
Oh shit!
Tokyo had cherry blossoms happen at the end of February. Like some of the earliest in like 200 years. So
Wow.
I didn't know they have better. I think Japan's warmer over there too, so that probably makes sense.
well, no. That's no. The thing is, it's just the climate.
Yeah,
The
climate change.
The climate change has actually like done this, and it's been a kind of a happening for like the last couple of years, but this year has been one of the earliest. Let me see. Yeah, it was like it's like usually you get it in Western Japan maybe earlier than Tohoku and Tokyo around there. But not this year. This year has been freaking early.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know they do it that early though, because I thought it was usually March or April, so that's why.
Well, it's all dependent on the normal pattern.
But of course, we're in the 2022 pattern, and Kay said no.
In its own pattern.
Yeah, exactly. I will create my own pattern, and you'll like it. But yeah, so let's go and head over to the ranking system then, and think
Mario
about where
Kart
this
8
course has to
Deluxe.
belong. And personally,
S.
I would put this above Coconut. I put this above Coconut. I'm gonna be real with you.
Whoa, wait, above Coconut? Can
Yeah, I'll put it
be...
to D tier. There you go. That make it better there.
No, I
What the fuck?
definitely liked it better than Coconut. I didn't. Coconut was okay.
I don't like you better than Coconut.
And no, KG, put it back up.
I did. It's a backup. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But personally, I find this to be more appealing than the Coconut Mall. And you want to know why that's the case? And for Tyrone, it'll be different because he's played Tour. But to me, because this is a new track, in my eyes, this is something I never played before. So in itself, I understand that it came from a previous title. But because I never played the previous title before, this track ended up feeling what was like a new course. Feel brand new and not a remastered of one. And also, Coconut Mall ruined my chances of getting run over by Barack Obama. So, I mean, that in itself is kind of disappointing to shoot it down just a point
Oh,
two.
man, get out the way.
But, what?
When I heard about that, I was like, no, I was what I liked about that track.
Yeah, the Mii's just running you over is hilarious. Because you could end up like creating Mii's of your friends, so I could have Tyrone be a Mii and then he'll run me over, or TSS will run me over.
That was a big track for me.
You're like, shit, I had world record pacing and then TSS ran over my goddamn ass and I completely ruined my
You
shit.
deserved it.
See, like that. And it just runs your ass over. No, but that's the appeal of it. But unfortunately, I think the Shy Guys just sort of standing still doesn't really make that last section of Coconut Mall that much of an enjoyment compared to what we went through with Ninja Hideaway, where there's so many different sections, shortcuts, and obstacles and curves and corners to boost through. It's like that, and the aesthetic just creates a beautifully crafted Mario Kart track. And I even stated earlier ago that from that alone makes this a solid track that deserves to be up there with amongst the greatest tracks of Mario Kart. It is that good. And it baffles me to know that this came from Tour of all goddamn tracks or of all goddamn games.
I probably never played Tour 2, so that was the first as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I personally give it an S tier above Coconut. I don't know what others here have to say on that. I know Emmy, you disagree on it because I know you love your coconuts and them
Yes.
all.
I
But
agree. I disagree. I would like
okay,
coconut to
here's
stay
my
on
big
top.
criticism then, Emmy. I'm gonna counterattack that. You know what they
Okay.
nerfed? They took out the Pianta that was above the Coconut Mall logo, and now it just says Coconut Mall, but you don't see the Pianta there. No.
Oh, you're
From that
right.
alone, you know what? We're going A tier now. So there you go.
Fuck that fight.
Fight
it out.
You know, here's the issue. Emmy can't because she knows the original is the better version.
Yeah, but like also this warms my heart. And also like malls can get renovations. That's fine, right? They got a rebranding. That's okay, right? It should still be S
How did
tier,
they
you know?
rebrand the Mii's? They rebranded the Mii's.
It's like they closed the fucking Carolina Circle.
We
Mall and shit.
rebranded. How did you rebrand? We made it worse, buddy.
We made it better but worse. What?
Oh, they just got sponsored by Shy Guys. That's okay, right? Like, it's okay.
Shy Guy to end, bro. I don't want them. I want my Barack Obama back, damn it.
I know. I would just let them exist in the same tier.
Okay,
Not
what if we
saying
put
which
them
one is
what if we
better.
say they're tied then? How about that?
Yes.
Would
I'm
you
fine
be
with
okay with them being tied in first place?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, okay. You know what? That's perfectly fine then too. Because they're both great courses. Let it be clear, they're both wonderful courses.
Oh.
But
Yes.
according to that layout, it shows Ninja Hideaway being first on top. So I'm just saying, That's like basically when we get tied in first place and my name's above yours, Emmy. So I mean, even though you're in first place according to that chart, you're in second.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly. There you go. Just like the new Ubuntu logo, they made it worse. Oh God. But yeah, so that's our take and input on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks so far. Of course, as stated before, there will be more tracks coming out in the future. So make sure to tune in future PokePod sessions where we're going to be ranking those when those titles drop. Which, by the way, it's going to be lasting till 2023. So if you guys are expecting a Mario Kart 9 sometime this year, good luck, buddy. So yeah. All right, then. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. That's just what they did. They thought, okay, you know what? We'll just not give you Mario Kart 9, and we'll just give you something else completely instead. But you know what? That's okay, and I'm okay with that. But anyway, I don't have much else to say on the Mario Kart shenanigans. What do you guys say we get into the episode?
Oh, boy.
Sure.
All right. There's a lot that's going to be needing to discuss on this one. I can feel it already in my veins. I don't know where this is going to go down. I'm giving you all a heads up once again to those in the conversation, in the chat. Be prepared for what will be a very simple discussion tonight. I don't expect to go too insane.
Sure, why not? Let's lie to him.
Tyrone, that's what makes it appealing. So that way they'll be blown away by the unexpectedness of the reality that is this entire episode.
Yeah, but they're not stupid.
You're right on that.
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and then look at see how long the pod lasts. It's gonna be 3 hours or
3 hours.
That's a short day for us.
I know.
So, in other great news, the Clemon and Bonnie episode's coming out. Unfortunately, that means there's no new episode next week, though.
Hey, KG, there's nothing coming out on the YouTube screen. I just see your pups there. There's no images. I guess you were trying to show.
Oh, no. I haven't shown it just yet. Don't worry. I haven't transitioned
okay.
it. Yeah, we're still in this other one. Don't worry. We'll transition to that soon. I was only saying right now because it's a way of conversation. But as stated before, there is no new episode of Pocket Monsters 2019 in next week. They're going to be taking a break. However, the following week, though, we are going to be getting a 1 hour special event that is going to be focusing on the upcoming Pokemon World Championship battle between Ash and Dresna, while also focusing on the return of our X and Y companions, Clement and Bonnie. So there is a lot to go through. Next 2 weeks, yeah. Is it next 2 weeks? I thought it was next week.
Yes, 2 weeks. It's April 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said it before, this week no new episode, but the following week is going to be the next episode. Yeah, because it's on Friday on the 1st. Okay, so there we go. But yeah, so what do you guys say? We get into this discussion then?
Yes.
All right, then, ladies and gents, let's go and take a second to talk about this week's episode of PM 2019, titled, I completely forgot to open up the goddamn thing, so I don't know the title of it. But now that I have the thing opened up again, I could, let you guys know what the name of this episode is titled, and that is Trial Mission, a Frozen Raid Battle. So what exactly is this episode all about? Well, we got a bit of a summary here. Project Mew's next trial mission is to have a raid battle against Freezer from Dragon Ball Z. Go ahead to Twin Islands. Which, quick question, Twins Island is Seafoam Islands for US audience, right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
It is
TSS, help.
Oh no, I think this is what
Yes!
no, we lost our homie.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tess. All right, but yeah, so Go heads to Twin Islands. Although for some reason they only wrote Go, but we all know it's Go and Ash went to Twin Islands, where Freezer is said to be.
No, that summary actually is a little bit more relevant than we know.
Alongside Satoshi, and while searching for Freezer, he reunites with Tokyo, his friend who wants to get Celebi, and Satoshi's childhood friend Shigeru. Together with these two rivals of his who likewise aim to become eligible for Project Mew, Go challenges the legendary Pokemon Freezer to a raid battle. Alright then, ladies and gents, let us begin. And allow me to go and begin this by saying there are things about this episode I despise, but I cannot, in good conscience, despise everything that this episode has to offer. Because I really do believe that for some of the big things that they really did a piss poor job on, they also did a really solid job on the department of certain core concepts in itself. And especially with Tokyo's character, I really like what they did with Tokyo in this episode. So allow me to elaborate. So for starters, one of the beginning things I liked about this episode was that we actually got to see something that I thought was kind of a weird thing that we never got to see addressed before. That being that there are actually other challengers in Project Mew. They've talked about this. They've mentioned that it's a possibility that there are other people who are also fighting for the spot of getting, to fight Mew and all that. But we never get to see that. We only get to hear about it. And the only other person that we ever get a chance to see that, aside from like the two that are in that weird group and whatnot, is Gary. That's it. We never got to see anybody else from Project Mew aside from Gary himself. So Gary now finally is no longer the exclusive person who's also going to hunt for Mew. It seems now we got a bunch of other challengers. In fact, it was such a big deal that we even got the opportunity to see Typhlosion come back to the series since AG. And that's kind of hilarious that it took them 15 goddamn years to finally show a Typhlosion on screen, bro. But yeah, he was knocked out because he was tired. So that was really great to see. I also like the concept as well of how Go managed to get to finding Freezer. Because, once again, one of the really good things that they do in this series is that they actually do a really solid job. Also, hold on a second. Let me take care of this. You see it too, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So,
I was like,
oh, man. I don't know how to take care of it
God.
properly. Yeah, well, I'll put these. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay. But anyway, let's continue then. So, what was I saying again? Yeah, I just like the core concepts of like the Pokemon being used properly. Because you see Go using his Grookey for once in a really cool way by banging on the thing to kind of like create this sound that spreads across the map.
Stalagmite.
And this is what really makes it interesting, the way that it's implemented, because what we see is that for some odd reason, Inteleon has a way to pinpoint where the sound's coming from through its fins or something like that, correct? And then you see Inteleon pointing in that direction, which is really cool. I love that. I really did. And then, of course, Caterpie being like an MVP, bro, actually helping go traverse further down the island as well and going deeper into the cave. That's such a cool thing, too. I love it so much. Oh, man. So, yeah, there's just a lot of that I found appealing. Then, of course, seeing Tokyo come back, I really also enjoyed how Tokyo was implemented in this episode. First off, he's a support unit in a way in the group, and I love that because I also am a big fan of being like the support in a group. So to be able to see that in action with Tokyo having these unique movesets and everything, you cannot deny that's actually really awesome right there. So really, really love that aspect alone. From Tokyo's gimmick here in this episode with Gardevoir, with I think he had an Indeedee, and then of course with Bayleaf. So we got to see all of those Pokemon being used in action here from his side. Now, with that being said, what's the negatives? Pretty much everything else in this episode for me personally. I'm not a big fan of Ash in this episode at all. And it's not like Ash did anything wrong per se. It's more so I'm not liking that Ash is even in this, especially when you realize that we get to that section where they're being tested for the battle that's happening in hand, and Ash is in that as well, despite not being a Project Mew member. And it just...
Shit, at this point, he is a Project Mew member.
He's more of a Project Mew member than those people that were in the top, because he's actually made it farther than everybody else.
He's more of a Project Mew member than Go.
He's being a team player.
In fact, this shit should have been hilarious. I should have gotten those 3 silver coins at the end and Go got nothing. Yeah, no, actually, that would have been hilarious. Toga would be like, hey, I got 3 points. What gives? Well, actually, your friend over there did a really good job, but since he's not here, I guess we're just going to give them to you. But know that these are not meant for you. They're meant for him. Okay.
Please transfer those over to Ash's Venmo, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was for Ash, not for Go.
Yeah, it'd be like, okay, when I apply Go, send me those tokens this way, please. But yeah, so I was really not a big fan of just how Ash was in this episode, especially because once again we come to this issue that when you create a character who's been existing in this franchise for so long, being used in ways like this, it really makes him stick out so much more, especially when you realize how strong Ash is in terms of like abilities and power-ups that he has in possession. Bro, he has the ability to Mega Evolve. He has the ability to use Z moves with his Pikachu and all this stuff, and to fight against a legendary like that, especially when cooperating with other partners that could give him enough time to do said things. And they don't ever get that opportunity to give Ash that chance. In fact, that's the big issue. They're not supposed to give Ash this chance, but because Ash is here, it makes it stick out so much more in the long run that it just ultimately taints this episode from being really good for something that Go got the least amount of development in this episode, and also the most as well, as in a weird way, because this Pokemon did a lot of good things. But like Go was so all over the place, I just could not even attach myself to that character with this week's episode because of just how weird he acted. I understand his person, like, actually, no, I don't even understand it very well. There are moments where, and even in this episode, it kind of contradicts itself. It's like, listen, I don't like raid battles. I don't like working with people. But you did that perfectly fine in the Unova one. In fact, Ash was the one that pointed it out. And then goes like, yeah, you're right. But then he just bounces back again and completely has an issue. And I'm like, what? He's so up and then one of the weirdest parts happened. And I don't think Go's ever acted like this. But has Go ever like shoved or pushed Ash to the side during like a moment where he's catching
Nope,
Pokemon or
that's
something?
new. Nope, that's new.
The first time.
Completely
Because
new.
Go was like Ash was gonna help out Go. You saw him, right? He was like, okay, Pikachu, or use my Pokemon for fight. Go just shoves this man to the side and is like, no, I got this Pokeball, go, and then throws the Pokeball, and I'm like,
Nope. Yeah,
Go?
he's a fucking dick.
Are
He's a
you?
fucking dick.
I was like, Go, that's not you at all. Like you, I know. Listen, I know Go likes to go and catch Pokemon and all that, but he also works with people, or at least works with Ash anyway. This he felt so weird to Ash as a character. Hell, even Ash had to speak back at Go at one point. Where no, in fact, everybody did. Where everybody was like saying, "Go, do you understand what we got to do? Work together, right?" And Go's like, "I know." And then they call him out, be like, "No, you don't." And it's like, I love that shit. I love that they called his ass out for that. Thank God somebody called his ass out.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody called his ass out for being so dumb with this episode. But yeah, so at the end of it all, the last big issue I had was that Go got points. I'm gonna be real with you. I know he did fight in the battle, and he did help just as much as anybody else. But he didn't deserve to have received the same amount. Well, actually, he didn't because he didn't get the bonus point because the others did. But I still genuinely believe that, like, for a message anyway, to hit the message further, he shouldn't have gotten anything at all. Because that would have made Go realize even more how much a simple mistake could potentially cost everything for anybody or everybody. And I think that would have been a much more harder to hit message to give Go, much more to focus on as well as his character. But yeah, I don't really know much more to say as well on that aspect alone. And I still like the ending too. The ending of the episode was nice. Gary calling out Go's bullshit, and they even call each other by their names as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, as an episode, like I stated, I found it to be mid. I'll give it a 5, but it's because of the good things that it did. But I cannot, in good conscience, also neglect all the negative things that it failed to attempt to achieve, in my eyes, anyway. So that's my take on it. But
What'd you give it?
a 5.
Ah.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me go and pass this on to Emmy then, because I know Emmy has a scheduling with that. So allow me to at least hear your input for this review, buddy. Like, what do you have to say?
I mean, like, I'm not gonna repeat the same things you've said because I pretty much agree. The one thing I'll say though is just like, if we're looking at this battle as like who brings what to the team, right? So you have Tokyo, who brings his kindness, right? And he also brings like the fact that he's the supporter, right? He's supporting everyone on the team. You have Gary, who brings his intellect and also like his strategy. What does Go bring? Absolutely nothing. This guy comes in here just with an ego that I have no idea where it's come from, because even in the beginning of the episode, he's so unconfident in himself. So it's like, where is this ego coming from? Is it just coming from the fact that Gary's here? So all of a sudden he's intimidated and he feels like he has to act this way? I don't understand where this character comes from.
He didn't do that when Moltres was around?
Right. Like, it's so like, I'm so conflicted on this episode. Like, I don't even know what to give it, just because it's so out of character for Go, and at this point I don't even know what Go's character is. Like, I swear at some point he was like the logical one and he was the one thinking of all the strategies, but like, if you look at this team of what this raid battle was supposed to be, I'm like, what did he bring? And did he learn anything in the end? I would say maybe, hopefully, because of that end conversation that he had with Gary. But even then, like, I don't see it as a rivalry either. I see it as a mentorship, because Gary's basically just schooling Go, because Go is basically useless and not really doing anything that's progressing his character forward. As blunt as it sounds, Gary's the blunt one, while Tokyo's the one who's encouraging. You have two different sides of the spectrum here of what is like a supportive friend, I guess you could say. Each are supportive in their own way, but for Gary, he's just straight up blunt with him, being like, well, if you don't get your act together, we're not going to be able to meet Mew. So it's just very conflicting from my standpoint, at least for what exactly this episode was trying to achieve with Go. And for Tokyo, I loved his character so much. I was very happy with how they handled him. I'm kind of sad that they just kind of put aside the fact that Go and him reunited, because the last time we saw him was episode 32, and it's episode 102 now. So the fact that like they just slid down on that string shot and Go saw Tokyo and was like, "Oh hey," that kind of just seemed like disrespectful in a way, just because. Well, it's been how long since you've seen each other? And also, like, I did some, like, digging back to that episode of episode 32. We didn't even see them meet in that episode because that whole episode was a flashback. And then at the very end, that's when you saw them reunite, but then it was off-screen land. So I'm thinking, for our perspective, that means that if you're not counting the fact that they met after that whole flashback, the last time they saw each other was 3 years ago, or more than 3 years ago. If you're including that point where they actually met at the end of the episode, then I don't know how long it's been. But from the viewer's perspective, I would think it's been so long since you've seen each other, right? Why are you guys acting like this? So that's also something that threw me off as well. I also wish that Tokyo had more of a chance with Bayleaf, like when he like stood up and was like, "No, I have to try. Like I have to try for you guys." I wish there was more of like a battle between Articuno and Bayleaf for that, just to show that like he's trying and he is that team player. And also 100% agreed as well. Go should not have gotten any of those tokens. I don't know why he did. And I think Tyrone will probably bring this up too, the whole like legendary status thing. I think you already talked about this on your roundtable as well. Just what exactly a legendary power should be and how inconsistent it is. But I'll let you talk about that. But overall, like, I'm so conflicted. I'm so upset at this episode because I there's moments that I really like, and there's also moments that I really, really don't like, and that includes Go's character and the fact that they kind of overshadowed Tokyo in my eyes. And he's such a nice character. I wish to see more of him, but are we gonna get more of him? Probably not. And I think one thing I have to praise this episode for as well, like one of the few things at least, is that they didn't overshadow Tokyo with Gary. I like that both of their dynamics were equal in my opinion, and they both brought something to the table. It's just Go that brought absolutely nothing. It's just I don't know. And also why is Ashier agreed as well. So I don't know. If I had to give this a rating, I don't know. Can I not give it a rating? Because I don't know what to give it.
Oh, geez, that's a first.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about give it a 5 then, because it'll be in that middle ground then.
Sure, I will give it a 5. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, Nessa, just out of curiosity, everything's okay for now?
Yeah, everything's fine for now. Sorry, like I had.
Oh, no, it's all good. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah,
But
my
thank you for your
apologies
input, though, Emmy.
for
Much appreciated, buddy. We'll speak with you later, then.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, buddy. All right, so I'll pass this one on to Nessa then. Nessa, I'd love to hear your input on this week's episode of PM 2019. So take it away, buddy. What do you have to say about this episode?
So I have pretty much mixed feelings watching this episode. I think you guys already brought up a lot of things that I kind of did have a problem with, and I was going to ask you this a little bit earlier though. If they would have, in the beginning of the episode where Go was like sulking about, I guess this is going to be a raid battle, and then he's all sad, but he done them before. If he actually didn't, if they didn't mention, if he wasn't sulking in the beginning though, would it change things at all with Go?
I think it would have made things look worse, because now viewers will look at that episode and think about that and then come back here and be like, why the sudden shift? Why he's but now that this episode brought it up, I think it kind of benefits a fraction, a little bit, of what they were trying to go for with that message.
They acknowledge it, but they're not going to tackle the issue.
Pretty much. I think that's the best way to describe it, buddy.
Yeah, it was just like a lot going on. But I think probably the strongest points for me, I did enjoy Go and Gary's dynamic, because I know it seems like from what I've seen, I guess Go does not trust Gary at all, from just alone why I think especially when he was around, he was just acting out.
Even though he didn't do that when they fought Moltres.
I know, I know, exactly. But yeah, I just kind of felt like Gary, Go was just acting out, especially Gary being around, because he was just like, I guess he didn't, he just like, to me, he would just felt off, like he did not want to be a team player. He was just like, fuck all y'all, just doing my own thing. And then I guess like Toki and Gary were trying, trying to work together, but it seems like, yeah, like, but I guess like, especially when Gary started ordering around, like, Go just like, I'm not having this. I'm just not having this, and then of course botched their whole mission. But but I did have a little bit of issue of Go getting the coins though, because I didn't quite understand, because I was like, wait, you botched the whole mission, so I think Go, I didn't show Go how many coins he had. I want to say he probably had one. Everyone else had more.
No, it's 3. No,
It
he
was
got
3.
3. He got 3. He
Yeah,
got 3.
Damn.
He got
Okay.
3,
He got
but
3.
he didn't get the extra point.
He
That
didn't
he
get
had
the
to-
That's three more tokens than he deserved.
We'll
That
get
makes
to
it
you
worse.
soon,
I
buddy.
thought
Don't
he
worry.
only got one. I thought he only got 1 coin, because I was
No.
like,
No, they got bonus. They got bonus.
Yeah, they got bonus coins.
for doing the other things. We'll
that's
talk
what
about
I
some other video.
thought. They got bonus coins for being 3, so that's why I thought. From what I
No,
saw.
on top of it.
And so, okay, then,
Yeah.
so that makes it worse now. Okay, that makes it worse. I just thought he had 1 coin, and I was like, okay, but 3 now, that makes it worse. But yeah, but then yeah, I think the biggest thing is those Go's just so damn inconsistent, because it was just like everything, like because I was like, we seen Go worked fine with other characters when I guess in other episodes before, and then also I think Tyrone keep bringing out the Moltres one. He was fine, like no problems there. That was the first Gary episode when Gary showed up, and then with the Zapdos, we like way back in like
With Team Rocket.
He was fine. So it's just like it was just weird though. I just can't explain about why that sudden shift. So but besides everything though, I did really like what they finally, I guess Gary and Go finally found this mutual respect out there. Like when Gary finally just like knocked him in the head, like I was like, there was like it was like you had to be like taking this whole Project Me seriously. I kind of liked finally when they both kind of acknowledged each other. So I think that was like my favorite part of the episode. But and then also I think you guys mentioned some other things, but I think. And I know, and then I know with regarding Ash, I kind of didn't really, I wasn't too bothered with him, to be honest. But I know on Twitter on Friday, I kept seeing so many people were like so upset that Ash like didn't do enough, I guess, or I kept seeing all over my timeline, and I was like, well, I'm the only one who did not really think about Ash much, because he really didn't. Didn't really do anything. But I don't know. But I kind of was just confused, and then I was still confused when I watched this episode. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, so I don't know. But everyone's like all voting off to like they want Ash to be done after the series because they're like because they keep saying I guess he has so much disrespect. But other than that, though, I don't have much else to say though because I think you guys already covered quite a lot of the stuff that I was thinking of. So I can't really add on into anything else that.
So, what would you say for a rating then?
My rating, I give it like 5.5.
Okay.
Something big.
Now, all right. Thank you, Nessa, for your input, buddy. I have to now ask to TSS and to Tyrone. I'm not sure which out of the two who would like to go next, or
Tyrone could go because I have a 2-part.
Okie dokie. Tyrone, if you are ready to begin, I'll pass it on to you, buddy.
I thought TSS would actually go because I technically did this in the round table.
Just give it clip notes and then I'll get into
review the episode in the round table though. Okay, so my thing about this, just going into it, we'll get the good stuff out of the way, like AG did. Obviously, one, I like Go using his Pokemon in non-utilitarian purposes. I like that. I like when Pokemon are used in outside of their natural battling phases, just in general. I like that because it shows that every Pokemon has some way, shape, or form to help solve a situation. Doesn't necessarily have to be, fighting the main mind. And this is coming from the guy whose favorite series is mostly centered around battle. But I like when Pokemon are used in creative ways because it helps, show the trainers are very resourceful in what they got. And it also shows that Go did think carefully and, well, half thought carefully when he entered this mission, knowing that he was gonna go through caves and do certain things. Then I do like the fact that Tokyo in the fight is a white mage. Essentially, a white mage. If you don't know your RPGs, white mages are the sorcerer characters that focus on, or magic users that use defensive and healing magics, basically the ones that help the team through non-combative ways. And I like the idea that in a raid battle there is someone that serves on that particular purpose. We've even shown that off in some of our Dynamax battles as well. So I do like that they focus on that aspect. So yeah, 2 things I like. 3 things if you count Caterpie. Caterpie in and of itself is an MVP. I like that thing. I like that Caterpie is basically just the Spider-Man of fucking Pokemon right now. But and then meanwhile we got the Pokemon Yellow manga with Yellow using it literally as Spider-Man. But when we go into that, that's the good stuff. Here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna clarify this first, and I said this in my tweet. I don't care that Ash, Go, and the others lost to Articuno. I want to point that out right now. I don't care that they lost or if they beat it. The main issue I've been seeing on Twitter is how fucking powerful this Articuno is compared to all the legendary Pokemon we've seen in Journeys up to this point. Journeys has thrived on the ability of having the trainers be in raid battles in order to capture legendary Pokemon or be in the pursuit of legendaries and things like that. So in order for legendaries to be somewhat fightable, they need to make the legendaries not as widespreadishly powerful as they were in like movies. I often turn to Pokemon Movie 2000 for this because Pokemon Movie 2000 to me is like the movie that kind of like first debuts the legendaries and how actually dangerous they can be. You can see they're like gargantuan. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are fucking huge in that movie. And they destroy shit like just by the levels. They just crush it. So it gives the audience a general idea of what a legendary kind of is capable of compared to. I'm not counting Mewtwo only because, again, he's a genetic creature that was made by people, so his power can get kind of skewered from time to time. And the only time I do bring up Mewtwo in Journeys is during the episode where he actually shows up. A lot of people have come in defense of saying, well, Mewtwo held back in that situation. Where does he say he's going to hold back? I don't see it. And I see no reason why he would hold back against Ash and Go. There's no physical reason. This was movie 2 Articuno, exactly. There's no physical reason why Mewtwo would have ever needed to hold back in that fight. That presumption is silly. If Mewtwo wants to test him, if Mewtwo wants to test him, in my perspective, I would fight them all out and see how well they fare against that. If I have to struggle, that means they actually are serious about this shit. If they're not, then it's clear they need to go home and try again. And also, Mewtwo fucking nukes Ash and Go, if you guys watch that episode. I don't think that's holding back. I don't. So, I think the problem is 2 things. It's the writing inconsistencies with how they handle legendary Pokemon in Journeys, and it's the battle choreography. I think that's what it is. And battle choreography may not seem like much at face value. What it is, though, is that it makes fights look extremely awkward when you see a Pokemon come out and then get one-shotted. Now, they back this up by saying that it's Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO move. The problem with Sheer Cold, though, is that it comes with a risk. Sheer Cold isn't just a move Articuno can just be whipping out all the fucking time. There's a reason Pokemon don't use one-hit KO moves in the anime all the damn time. Because 1, they usually miss a lot. And 2, fights would be boring if we saw them used constantly. There's no need to measure strength when you literally have a one-hit KO move. Now, the problem here is that the Sheer Cold that we're seeing is following video game logic. The logic being that once it hits, it knocks out the Pokemon immediately. No questions asked, right? The biggest issue here is that when it comes to journeys, when something happens under video game logic that makes no sense, people immediately in the community say, what? It's anime logic. Okay, deal. It's anime logic. That means anime logic should overtake video game logic because we're watching an anime. Fair enough. Then why the fuck does Sheer Cold knock out things in one hit? Which is it? Is it anime logic or is it video game logic? That's the issue we're running into right now. And it seems it's doing what's most consistent now to show off the power of the Pokemon. They need to make Articuno look formidably strong so that Ash, Tokyo, Go, and Gary lose this fight. They have to lose. But at the same time, they can't have Ash, Tokyo, Gary, and Go straight up lose the fight without putting up a fight. But unfortunately, the rules are they can use 3 Pokemon each in the fight. So now they have 12 Pokemon at their disposal. And as you can see, Lucario and Cinderace alone are capable of holding their own, at least to fight off one Mewtwo. So if Lucario and Cinderace and their own non-Mega Evolution can fight Mewtwo, but they lose instantly to Articuno, I can see why the community and the audience has issues with that. Does it mean that it's right? Not necessarily, but it does raise confusion. It is a level of inconsistency that, by face value, looking at it, would definitely scratch a bunch of heads. Especially considering the fact that Lucario has the ability to Mega Evolve in this particular section of the series. But he doesn't do it, and for some reason, when it's time to grab Articuno to do some frontal attacks, he fails to grab Articuno. Lucario's really good at battles until he's not. He can tank moves from freaking Volkner and all 3 of his electric Pokemon until Articuno hits him with Blizzard. You see, it's a big issue. No matter how many ways you look at it, the more jarring it gets. And this is why I say that battle choreography is important. This is why I say that these things are important. Power scaling, I am on the fence about that because I know that all Pokemon aren't created equal. Certain Pokemon are going to be able to do things others can't, and Pokemon has always played around with the variables of power. It's not necessarily a Pokemon is stronger than another Pokemon, it's the fact that a Pokemon has the ability to do things combined with a team that allowed them to do more than fighting alone. Pikachu sucks by itself, but if other Pokemon can whittle it down and Pikachu can come in and take the kill with its speed, then that level of combination works. That's been a thing even since, I want to dare say, the Orange Islands. I won't say OG because battles were fucking weird in that show. So I can understand why this way raises confusion, and I can understand why people were upset with the results of how this battle actually went off, because they spent most of that time looking for Articuno. So when they got to the battle, they had about, 5 minutes left, and then they had to make a battle. What I don't agree with here is that Gary, they all get tokens because they pass. Obviously, Go didn't need to pass, and I honestly don't think Gary needed to pass either. And I know people are going to be weird about that, but think about it like this. Gary's role clearly was that he took leadership. The problem is that when you're the leader of a team and you're doing a test of teamwork, which Go says at the beginning of the episode, it's to test our cooperation and battling. Well, one of the worst things you can be as a leader is to have a rebellious team member. Go was rebellious, which means Gary failed as a leader. He failed as a leader. Their teamwork was janky as fuck because Gary wasn't able to effectively lead Go. And then I don't like this thing that Gary's been doing recently where he needs to make fun of Go in order to get him riled up to get him better. He didn't need to really even do that with Ash and OG. He did that because he's a fucking dick. That's why he did it. And then in Diamond and Pearl, he kinda did it. But you can at least say, okay, Gary knows Ash. That makes sense. Gary doesn't know Go. Why the hell would he act like this? Even in the episode that he debuted in when he tried to mess with Go to make him better. Why now? Why did he decide to do this now? How come he didn't do it with Dawn? How come he didn't do it with Brock? How come he didn't do it with freaking May or Matt or any of the other traveling companions that he may or may not have ran into? How come he didn't do it with Misty? How come he didn't, like, you see, the more you look at this, the more problems start to boil up. And to me, I don't feel this episode did a really good job of portraying why exactly these things take place, because it feels like they had to jump forward ahead in order to make up for all this time they don't have anymore. Go has to pass this mission because the show's gonna end soon at some point, and they can't have him fail a mission because that would set him back majorly. So they got to give him 3 tokens for a mission that he essentially fucked up on. And then only to tell him, don't worry, you'll get it next time, but he gets a participation trophy for it. So yeah, the lesson's there, but it's very flimsily placed in there as a, yeah, you feel bad about that? Anyway, here's your reward. You see how awkward that looks? This entire episode, problem the audience has, and why it's so mixed in the community, is that it's awkward. And I'm sorry, when you're writing a story, your audience should never... I would much rather your audience dislike something than feel awkward, because if they dislike something, they can at least be consistent about it. Awkward makes you feel weird because you're thinking way too hard about a concept that the show and the writing should have already displayed. How come this is the only mission that has a drone that records your progress? What determines how many tokens you get? If there's other
Or how
people
many tokens you need to even
Mhm.
get into Project Me.
Exactly. You see,
I don't think they ever laid out how many tokens.
They never do.
No,
they never
also
do.
remember, this is the episode where we actually get to see other people partake in Project Mew.
Yeah. So it's unfortunately awkward, and like I said, when you make inconsistent writing and that causes your audience to get awkward, it ruins the story you're trying to tell for the most part. So to wrap this up so TSS gets his chance, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm sorry. I like I said, Caterpie was the best part to me, honestly. Caterpie's been consistent since Mewtwo. And Tokyo is a good addition of support, but unfortunately, I can't even feel for Tokyo because I think Emmy said it. The last time we saw Tokyo, he had an invisible conversation with Go, and we never saw them catch up. So that's a bunch of character development just sort of flushed down the toilet, and I don't even know when we'll see Tokyo again. So yeah,
Another 70 episodes at this point.
right, 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. That's my judgment.
Understood.
You
buddy.
know, you know what's something stupid though? Probably my own head canon at this point, but I was like, this is Project Muse Articuno, because I kept seeing this stupid camera around it. Because I was like, what the? Why the hell are you so fucking strong? And then of course you're keeping it secret, but it's just me. I'm just like throwing it out there.
No, well, I mean, that would make sense that the drone just happened to be there the moment these 4 characters
Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of got me thinking. I think just Project Muse won't say it, but that's their Articuno and just throw it out there. That's wild and go battle it.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, I guess we'll pass this on to TSS here. Let's save best for last, buddy. I'll pass this on to you. Well, what do you think about this week's episode? I heard you had something interesting, that you said something about a 2-parter kind of thing.
Yes. So I'm gonna do the normal review in the first part, and the second part is something that I've been thinking about in the last 48 hours. So let's get to the episode itself. So here we go. Here's a completely different take on this episode. I actually really enjoyed it because of these little factors. I've noticed in the last 2 to 3 months that this show has started to do sort of kind of a life lesson sort of integrated with their episodes, and this was one of them. So let's begin with Go. So we open up the show with Go feeling depressed about working together. Now this ties to his tendencies in the past, like in the distant past that came
The past as in like the past of like
his childhood,
childhood.
his childhood.
Okay, so we're not talking about the past where he does work well with people.
No, correct.
Got it.
So this episode is kind of a life lesson to expose people's flaws. And what do I mean by that? So we already know from Go's childhood that he is an introvert and he does not like to work with people that he's unfamiliar with. So let's take that into account.
He doesn't.
So let's take that into account. So that's why he opens up the show kind of depressed, because he has a lot of stuff coming out of his mind. Also, if we want to reference a couple of episodes ago, we're in the wild area and he got jack shit with the catching. That's another thing. So I guess all these things are kind of triggering the trauma switch. So then we get into the episode proper, and you start to see, okay, here we go. Here is Go having a relapse with his kind of overconfidence, wanting to work alone kind of thing. You have when they go over the stone bridge, when they're trying to when they face the Golbat, Satoshi try to issue Pikachu an order, and then Go just freaking intercepts him like, fucking, I'm gonna just catch the fucking Pokemon. Also, freaking Marina Icotes gets her $20 today, and not her $15 for doing like the Pokemon Go sort of things. So then we get to the next section where they're trying to get to all the Geodude, and they keep going the other way, and then Go is very persistent in having his own way. So again, this is kind of like the character flaws coming out.
Even though he never did that before.
Right, but I'm talking about it's a relapse for childhood thing. This episode is supposed to show, it's supposed to be like it's a situation that people actually get into. It's supposed to be like a life lesson kind of thing. It's supposed to make you think. And it actually made me think a lot too about my flaws and how you be oblivious of your own flaws, and then something happens. So let's continue down the road. So then we get to the point where they find all the trainers, and it's like, okay, that's great. And then when they get into the cave, and then they go down and they meet up with Tokyo, right? So great, that's a cool thing. The thing is, though, you see that when Go is around a familiar person, at least he shows some compassion. Because when he's glad to see Tokyo, and also the fact that, Satoshi never met Tokyo, that's a nice little reaction there. But I think the thing is to show that they're still that the character is still oblivious. But when they're around people, they don't really like tell them the flaws. And actually, what's really cool about it as well is that when Shigeru appears, after the commercial break, and Go snaps at Tokyo for saying, "Hey, you shouldn't make that decision on your own," which is kind of funny because, again, as KG mentioned, it's the whole contradiction thing. But it's a trait. It's a real life trait that people would actually go through, where they are unaware that they're not acting correctly and they're acting strangely and acting wrong. So as you go through this episode, you kind of get to get all of the beats that shows that kind of mental attention and mental lesson that, hey, this is a real thing, this is a real problem. And then when Shigeru appears, that agitates Go. So again, when you get agitated, you kind of go off your wagon. You kind of lose your sense of reality, and you kind of lose your composure. And this was supposed to prove that. So now let's go to the battle, the battle proper. So I don't have an issue. Don't have an issue with the battle in itself, because I'm not a person who likes to think about power scaling. But I think actually with this whole thing, have it use sheer cold and then triple axle. That was fucking cool. But also seeing Sir Knight or freaking Gardevoir in this episode. First of all, that art is beautiful. The way that they actually did that, and also just to see Tokyo actually do a lot of things. To see him actually active in battle and see him really competent, I really like that as well. Now, the whole thing about the disagreement, again, Go is intimidated because of Gary there, right, Shigeru, and he still has this kind of like pompous, oblivious kind of thing where he wants to do shit his own way. So there, and Satoshi's trying to encourage, trying to make sense of all this stuff. but you could clearly see that Go doesn't have control. And what ends up happening is the trauma moment happens when they finish the whole mission, right? And let me also bring up a point that nobody would bring up. This kind of reminds me of the James Bond games on the 6th generation consoles, like the N64, like 007 GoldenEye, and also World Is Not Enough, where you can pass a mission without doing all the objectives. So technically, it's not a mission fail. It's a mission pass, but you did not do all the objectives. And the two objectives, the 2 points, the 2 extra points that Tokyo and Shigeru get, those are kind of like the hidden missions within the mission. So they still passed it, but they get the extra points because they did extra shit. Okay? So with that being said, though, this kind of a trauma moment shows Go that, hey, you fucked everything up, and that kind of trauma moment can cause changes in people. For me, my personal flaw, naturally, I've had moments where my personal flaws, the only way that they can be changed is by a traumatic moment in my life, and that is a traumatic moment where you knew you fucked this shit up. And that's the kind of lesson that the episode wanted to put here. It's kind of like it's kind of a weird way of inserting it, but this episode is more of a mental lesson episode more than a episode that can be taken with like face value. In that case, I see where they were coming from for this. And then at the
Feels
end,
like you're doing a lot of mental gymnastics in order to make this justifiable.
No, but the thing is, though, it's actually not a lot of mental gymnastics. It's actually true because the last episode.
I didn't say it wasn't true. I said it was mental gymnastics.
I know, but this is the way I analyze things. Okay, and this is and like I said, I've seen this pattern happen a couple of more times in the last 2 to 3 months. The last episode with the Grookey thing, that was also a kind of a mental thing as well. And too bad I wasn't here last week. You would have had the same sort of thing. And then as well as the Slow King episode, that was the same thing. The kind of the Marco Polo kind of mental thing. That was the kind of thing that I noticed in the last couple of months that the series was going for. They were going for more of a lesson, kind of a life lesson kind of thing, as opposed to being consistent. Now, having Go and Shigeru acknowledge himself at the end is great. So, with that being said, really enjoyed this episode. So that's the end of part 1. 9.1 for this one. And now for part 2. So the lesson here is that to notice your flaws and to work with people, to work with each other, and to work with your friends. That's the whole lesson that I got from here, and that's what it is. So now part 2.
It didn't do a good job of it.
I disagree. I
kind of wanted to add something too, because in a real world,
yes.
Especially in a workplace where you have to work with other people, you're gonna also run into people you don't like to work.
Yeah, but to me, there should be ramifications for not working well with people, and Go doesn't get that. He feels bad. Okay, so he still gets his tokens.
You know what it is, though? Because I get TSS what he's saying. I think my big issue is not going to be with what this episode did. Is more so, will this get addressed in a later point?
Yeah.
Because if this doesn't get brought up again, then what TSS was saying will feel will worsen, basically. But
what you have to do at that point is make sure the episode goes through the exact same formula TSS just meticulously went through to ensure that it hits that exact point. You see how confusing this gets?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why it needs to be addressed at a later point, not now. But TSS, you had something else you want to say?
But now for part 2. So it's actually in regards to the entire core narrative of this entire series. Now, I was thinking about this for the last 2 days, and if you take all of the current arcs that are happening in this series, so you have the PWT stuff, right? Pokemon World Tournament. You have Go's development, and you have Go, and then you have Project Mew. And then you have Koharu stuff. So, I was thinking about this, and in this situation reminds me of kind of those restoration videos you see on vintage computer channels where you have them doing like they restoring like an Amiga 1000 or an IBM PC XT, where you'll see like a part 1 restoration video, and then you go for a while and you see like part 2, part 3, part 4, everything like that, and you don't bat an eye for that. Now, I find that in this series, the real Achilles heel is this. Now, they're trying to do the same thing with each of these episodes, because usually with those YouTube things as well, they neatly like recap everything that goes on, which is fine. And it works for a YouTube series. But it translates horribly in a week-to-week anime series and a week-to-week serial. Because what ends up happening is you end up not getting a real cohesive story out of it. And this is one of the reasons why when this series ends, and I know the series is going to end at some point, and probably the ending will be, okay. It'll probably be it's probably going to be an acceptable ending. But my big thing is that you're going to have to watch this in like a playlist type format and not in a row, because if you try to watch this series again, consecutively, it's a mess. But I would feel that each rung of those episodes, they'll be fine if you have it in its own playlist. And that's why I think that this where they said that they wanted to make this episodic does work if it was a web series that's already dumped online and already there. Having to wait for the next episode in that particular arc is unacceptable. It is not the greatest thing. Like, I'll give you an example from, if you want to go back to the way that they should have done it right, or the way that they did do it right, was in Advanced Generation, because you had in the early part, you had 3 different concurrent arcs. You had Satoshi's arc, you had Haruka's arc, and you had the Magma and Aqua arc. But the way that they spaced it out was that then you felt a level of progression between those arcs and between those episodes, between the main episodes and an arc. The problem with 2019 is that the world is too big, and they've made too many.
X and Y did that too. I agree with you on that. X and Y had the Ash going to Kalos arc, then the Karina arc.
Yeah, those are the mini arcs. Yeah, but those mini arcs.
Yeah,
but
then Serena's arc, then Clement's arc, then the Sawyer arc, then Bonnie arc.
Right, but the difference between that and this is that in X and Y, those were separated into mini arcs that were consecutive.
Yeah, and then you got Mega Evolution, which was sort of weaved in.
That was a second. That was a second one as well. And what happened here was that since you have all these concurrent arcs going on right now, the problem is trying to slot them in a decent enough pace. That's the problem. I don't think per se it's a problem of it's been like blah blah episodes since blah blah character has been here. It's more like since it's a series that is episodic, the cohesiveness isn't there. Now, admittedly, they have tried to do something in the last, I'd say, 10 episodes to try to make the episodes more like a better flow for that. But the problem is when you try, the problem is the way that they're doing it now, they should have done it since the very beginning, where things are more tightly knit together. The problem then, the problem, as I mentioned, is going to be in the rewatch, where you're going to have a freaking playlist. You have to have like 5 different playlists for this whole fucking series. Where if you just want to watch Go shit, you'll watch these episodes. If you want to watch Satoshi's shit, you want to watch these episodes. You want to watch stuff for the PWT, you gotta watch these. You want to watch Project Music, you gotta watch these. And then the fillers, like the randomness, they could be watched on its own without any merit. Like you can just go back and do it. But I think the problem here is that they wanted to write it like a YouTube series that you could watch in a playlist. And the problem is when you have to wait for all that stuff without any sort of cohesion between it, That's my biggest problem with the series.
I agree with that, especially with the AG analogy, because you know what was another good thing as well that the original series and other series following that as well, to be clear, have done is that despite there being focus for those episodes, like let's say there's a focus on May's episode, right?
Yeah,
They don't neglect the other characters aside
correct.
because like May could be doing something and it's her focus,
Yes.
but you'll see in the background Ash is doing his own thing.
Yay.
So it's still progressing, even though it's not his focus. You see, he's progressing in his way,
Yeah.
and they're acknowledging that while it's
Well,
still
and plus,
keeping
and plus, they're
focus on
going.
it.
And plus, in that case, they're going. You already see progression because they're moving throughout the region. They're going.
Yeah,
The problem with 2019 is the fact that they go and then they come back. They go and they come back. It's like they
I
don't.
mean, and
yeah.
I'll weirdly defend Sun and Moon for this one. They go and came back too in Sun
Yes.
and Moon, but I think the difference here was that it was just between 4 islands and everyone was
Yes,
interconnected.
small world.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
like TSS
Yeah.
And then-
pointed out, the world was too big
Yeah,
for
And
what
then
it
this,
handled.
we're going to huge world. We're going like
Yeah.
several regions. So it's like hard.
Yeah.
This format doesn't work.
The
Yeah,
thing
it
is,
doesn't.
because like you never realize it, but like Jesus, they take the plane, they just pop in the middle of like they just got to Twin Islands.
It's like wow, man. Imagine their fucking frequent flyer miles. I'd like to see what the fuck bonus miles they have. Holy
Like
crap.
how the hell did they get to Twins Island? Oh, we just instant teleportation. Yeah, I guess good amount. Whatever. We don't know.
I
Yeah.
said from the very beginning, this show is extremely greedy and it's trying to do too much at once. But people kept saying, "Oh, you're a hater, Tyrone. You're pessimistic. Let people be happy. Let people have." All right, go ahead, have your fun. Here we are. Here we are.
But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the series. Like I still enjoy
Yeah,
the series.
people
but
could still
I think-
enjoy it, but
yeah,
I think
enjoy it.
people
But no,
need to
I mean,
acknowledge.
yeah.
My
Yeah, but you
problem-
gotta
yeah.
acknowledge how awkward it is.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what it is. Is as long as this thing stretches out, you see the flaws from the first half of the series, like the terms of like the pacing. That is the one that's going to be detrimental, and that's why that when I do a rewatch of this, it's going to be in kind of like a sporadic kind of playlist kind of thing because there's no way I'm going to be sitting through this whole thing, the whole thing again.
Like if you want to say focus on the PWC, you just pick out
Yeah,
episodes.
I
Yeah.
just pick up those. Yeah, and as I mentioned, it's like it wouldn't be a problem if the series existed all at once because then you don't have to wait, and of course we don't have to wait fucking 2 weeks for another 2 episodes now to realize what are we gonna see next, and it's like we don't know what kind of progression we're gonna see because realistically it feels like sometimes we're on the series we're in a standstill.
Some days we're in Kanto, the next day we're in Kanto, the next day we're still in Kanto, the next day we're Kalos, and then suddenly we're in Kanto again.
Canto
Yeah.
Ken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I think. I understand that it's trying to do something different, but they trying to write a web series pacing in a weekly television show, and it doesn't work.
I think there could have been ways it could have worked better. I'm just still
Yeah.
more mad, in all personal honesty, that Swoosh got the butt end of the stick with
Yes,
this one.
I agree with that.
That to me is still the saddest thing about
Yeah.
this whole situation. But aside from that, though, I do still believe that for what they at least when you view the episodes independently, I think they can work. When you and I mentioned this before too.
Yeah.
When you see the episodes on its own, oftentimes it'll work. It can because there are some episodes that are really good just viewing them on their own. The
Yeah.
issue then becomes when you try to attach them to what they're based on. Because like certain episodes, like let's say the Leon episode from a few weeks ago, that episode was good. Like in all honesty, that episode was really great. The issue was where and when this episode took place.
Episode
that-
100.
Yeah, and that was the, and
then-
remember, and people don't realize this, but this is the first time where we know the end character for the series. We know
Yeah.
he's the final obstacle for Ash in this show, and it's been established since the beginning.
Yeah,
So that's the big issue there, is that we've established the character we know are we going to meet at the end. being brought up so late into the show. Or not so late into the show, but being developed so late into the show. I apologize. But I agree, TSS. Well, like your analogy that you brought up before, I think this show could have worked a lot better had they at least done more with establishing who gets the bigger focus and
Yeah.
who gets put into the sidelines more effectively while still maintaining the values of like what they're going through, because like we mentioned before with Ash doing his things for gym battles, you see that happening in the background while it's a May focused episode, or it could be an X and Y. Serena's practicing for her thing, and then you'll see Ash in the background practicing for the gym fight, or like, you know, with these kind of things, like it's always about keeping the world and the characters moving, but never diminishing what they've, you know, what they're going through. Like everybody's main focus is always a very important thing to keep a connected storyline going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to add in that, I do miss all that little moments we get to see that, because that was like something that Get Journeys does not have at all,
No.
and it's kind of hard to follow. It's like because you can't really, because I think especially the progression from this series has just been so confusing, and then just like, and then we're like right now here we are like discussing about it, but I was like I do miss those little moments, like, oh, Ash is training on the side, or like, or Go's, like, I think there's a couple of times Go caught Pokemon off screen because we were like we don't, I don't like, which one was it, Boldor? We never see him catch Boldor.
Or the what was it from the Pincer episode?
Pincer.
It's just
Yeah.
the inconsistency that the show keeps with itself. Go catches a Suicune, but doesn't use it in the Articuno fight, which would have definitely helped him out. And I heard people say, "Oh, well, it's roaming around." I'm like,
There we go
well,
again.
what?
Oh, then.
Here we go again.
Oh.
There you
And,
go.
and they're like, "Oh, it's roaming around," and I'm like, the problem with that is that that's a flimsy way of pretty much saying we don't want to afford writing a way for Go to actually be competent as he could be. We have to make him weak, so the story is like making all these freaking exceptions and changing all these things to ensure that this particular situation happens. There's so many episodes like this in Journeys that feel like they have to like throw away consistency within its own series for nothing more than the sake of this event needs to happen right now. How many pitfalls and nerfs have Ash gotten in Go episodes because Go has to be better in this episode? He has to suck. He has to go off and find Team Rocket. He has to fight random bandits. He can't afford to fight the way he would normally fight, because if Ash would normally fight the way he does, shit would be over in a second. Doesn't even freaking use Pikachu's Pikachu EMZ because they know if he did that, Articuno would lose and that would make Go's whole moment bad. It's like, well, then why even bring him? Because Ash has to be here, I guess? Like, this show has played around so much with the idea that it wants to please everybody at once that it winds up pleasing nobody as a result. This is the show that he on the idea of bringing back old Pokemon, in the exact same show where a kid wants to catch every Pokemon. You see how this is a big ass problem? It's bad enough that I'm trying to focus on all the Pokemon that Go just catches instantly without any effort, and apparently people expect feel for a character who can literally catch Pokemon with as simple as nice, great, excellent. Okay, whatever. You didn't fight for those or earn them, but what? Sure. I feel for you. In the same show where people are going, why don't they just bring back all of Ash's old Pokemon? Bro, I care about those Pokemon. I don't give a shit about a single Pokemon Go's caught with the exception of maybe Cinderace.
Raichu.
And Raichu.
Well, Raichu, it's a love-hate thing. I get what they did. They made her cute. But unfortunately, she hasn't done enough for me to care about it. Like, it's cute. I'll admit that it's cute. But cute can only get so far. Episodes where Raichu is feeding Pokemon too much and they're getting over fat, so she has to realize that there's a balancing mechanic going. Where it's like, oh, I can give people food, but I can't get overzealous with it. Or she tries
the writer kind of reminds me of my Latino family, because they were like, if you don't eat, you're like, they
Yeah,
keep
or
eating.
she tries and all the
What
other
you
Pokemon
say?
get.
I'm sorry, I'm still hungry.
Or
Like
she
that.
tries,
You know,
or
you're
she
like-
tries, and all the other Pokemon are too full, so they ignore her, and it makes her feel bad. Meanwhile, so what's the damn thing that Squirtle evolves into? The Greedent.
Greedent.
Meanwhile, Greedent comes in and keeps eating and keeps eating and keeps eating, and she gets more than what she bargains for, and she has that little embarrassed sweat beat that they have in most anime, where she can't keep giving a Pokemon too much food. She gets worn out by it. Play with these Pokemon's personalities more. But they don't do it. The only ones they've kind of done that with is Pinsir. Where the joke is, oh, it likes Heracross. And I'm like, bro, when I care more for Ash's Torkoal than I do Go's entire roster, you've done it wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I don't... Like, that's been my issue since day one. And it makes me so upset because the idea of a trainer that wants to catch all the Pokemon is a cool fucking idea. I actually like that. You want to know why I like it? Because there's a little manga called Pokemon Adventure that has a girl named Chris that does the same thing, and I love when she did it. It's fucking awesome. She has to deal with certain situations. She has to catch Pokemon under certain conditions. One time she talks about how she broke her arm so she couldn't throw a Pokeball normally and had to learn how to kick with Pokeballs and stuff. Like, you play around with this so many different efficient ways. Have Go use a certain Pokeball that's supposed to be better than a normal Pokeball, like an Ultra Ball, but it doesn't work. And weirdly, the Great Ball has a better chance. That could be a callback to the older games where the Great Ball actually did have a higher percentage under certain conditions. I have an episode where Go is talking with Kurt, if you want to bring characters back, and he makes him these custom Pokeballs that allow him to get the one-up over other trainers that are trying to catch Pokemon. Play with your idea. That's all I'm asking. And I'm asking this out of pure good faith that they can treat a character interesting. But no, they don't do it.
Also, I want to elaborate one thing real quick. Moreno actually says, KG, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you believe that the writers thought they can replicate Sun and Moon's arc in storytelling and expand it on a world scale approach in Journeys? If so, that was a mistake. Unfortunately, I will have to say in that regards, no. Because the thing is with Sun and Moon's storytelling, the way it worked, and TSS and everybody mentioned it before, it is a smaller world, but also the narrative happened back to back to back to back. The Poiple arc, that was all concurrent. That was all happening one after the next for like 13 to 14 episodes. It wasn't you had to go through one episode and then wait 4 weeks for the next episode or 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
It all happened back to back to back and all kept the main core focus in consistent throughout the whole time. Or say, for example, the Solgaleo and Lunala arc. That was the same thing too with Lily's adventure. That was all a concurrent arc that they had and established since the beginning, since maybe the early 30s leading into the 50s. So you could see there was a consistency.
Hell, even the Ultra Guardians thing.
Yeah, you're actually right on that too. Ultra Guardians,
Yeah.
and they also made sure to establish that with the Poiple arc as well.
Yeah.
They made all of that work together because while Poiple was the core focus, they didn't forget to neglect everybody else. That's why those episodes worked in its favor. That's why sometimes one filler episode in between all of that was fine, because they still made sure that filler episode was necessary in a future plot point. Like, for example...
And I want to...
Go on.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, for example, remember the one where we got to see the fairy girl from Sun and Moon? What was her name again? The artist?
The artist one?
No.
No. But the point of the matter is, when she was brought, it was a filler episode, right? But then you see that she makes this drawing, and at first that drawing has no purpose until the end of the arc, where they finally show the completed art piece with all the characters' face models and everything, and Poiple's there too.
Yeah.
All of that, it looked like it was insignificant at first, but it played a pivotal emotional end beat by the end of it all. But it only worked because all the episodes from that moment till the end of that arc was happening back to back to back to back.
Oh, her name's Mina.
Mina, thank you.
And I want to clarify something. I get that if Go catches a bunch of Pokemon, you can't focus on every last one. I'm not even expecting them to do that. But play around. The anime doesn't need to have episodes directly catering to every Pokemon. It can even play around using like little end credits, opening and ending, and other extra footage things, kind of like what X and Y did. Like, for example, there was this one segment. It's not even part of the episode, but it was an extra segment they showed where they needed to show off that Luxray has the ability to see, like, in the dark and through stuff using its eyes. So Bonnie plays hide and seek with all the other Pokemon. Like Frogadier's there, breaks in all of them. They're playing hide and seek. And when they're playing hide and seek, Luxray like uses its eyes and finds everybody. And Bonnie pouts and goes, "You can't play with us anymore, Luxray." And Luxray just sort of looks down. Like, or when the episode after Noibat hatched, Fletchinder does the same thing it did with Noibat's egg with Flame Body, but it did it on a pile of eggs on a nest. But they weren't eggs. They were fucking executes, so they kept using Bullet Seed at Fletchinder and shit. Like, those are little... Or, like, Ash and Alon are, like, arm wrestling. And then the guys interview Ash and Alon, and then Charizard and Greninja just attack the fucking camera. Like, it's little shit like that.
And even in Sun and Moon too, they still they carried that over into Sun and Moon as well. Like for example, when you get to see
the funny thing is though is that the West never got them, which is kind of
they never
No, but
did.
it does. I mean, I'm just saying it helps. And if you want to be in a series, I feel like Go has so many Pokemon, and I feel like these would be great opportunities to utilize those Pokemon in those little shorts.
Yeah. You know, one thing I kind of wish.
Well, the thing is though, they still have the shorts, but it's the Piramiki kind of thing,
which isn't exactly a kill. But what were you gonna say, Nessa?
I was like, one thing I wish they did with Ghost Team, like, you know how like each Pokemon has like their, I think, the specific role when catching a Pokemon. Like one of them like paralyzes them or puts them to sleep, or another Pokemon like just like hold them down or something like that. Like I wish they could have played around with Pokemon like just how they also have.
They didn't play around with status effects at all in this fight.
Kuro, those Okido segments went back to all the way to like Orange. Actually, the late Kanto. It started at like episode number, I want to say like 76 or 77. It was after, I think it was after one of the Yasuno Uta
how perfect would it be if Professor Sakuragi had moments like Professor Oaks, but he's doing it with Go's Pokemon. Honestly, Sakuragi potentially was one of my favorite characters in the show because of what I thought he was capable of, but the show has never given me an episode with him. And
that's what hurts
me
the
off.
most. Yeah.
It's sad.
Because there's I want Kikuna, I want the Professor I want the other dude with the Magnemite whose names I can't remember. I remember his Pokemon Magnemite.
Ren. And also it's kind of sad that a New Year special that wasn't even aired in the West does better job in like fleshing out the lab characters than the series does.
It saddens me because I love them. I really do. The moments that we have with them, especially like I mentioned before, when you view the episodes independently for what they are, they're really good. Kikunu's episode with the Psyduck, that shit was hilarious. I love that.
Banned.
Yeah, I wish to.
Bots are back.
Report.
Yeah, I already did.
Man, like this is the same dude. This is the same dude who wound up getting an estate. Mm-hmm. This is the same dude who wound up getting an estate with a Gengar in it, only because he thought having a haunted place as a university would be fucking cool. Like, that's an interesting character, and they do nothing with him. How long has it been since he's actually assigned them a mission to do?
You know, one thing I kind of wish that the series had, like, I wish Ash had like a sparring partner. More so, like, that could help him train with the PWC. Like, they could have.
You know who's a good choice? Go's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Go has so much variety in there that they could all independently work, and also they could help Go in the process because there are some Pokemon that aren't evolved yet that could work from evolving from training Ash's Pokemon. For example, Little Suba could become Big Suba if it was training with like Surfetch or something. Like, they could be doing aerial mobility attacks while Surfetch is a Pokemon that stays grounded and could, like, learn to work around that. And then eventually they evolve to become stronger opponents that Surfetch will now need to overcome, like Big Suba, you know? But these are possibilities, unfortunately, these are not realities. And that's what hinders my moment with this the most, especially because Tyrone brought it up with the whole experiences with like those little mini moments. Sure, they're never canon, or sure, they're never like big core but you know what they do? They make these Pokemon interact in ways that they can't fit into the main show itself. And that's important because it helps establish a world that you're trying to build, especially with the team that you got in hand. I've already thought about like 50 different possibilities that they could have done with the Pokemon in Sakuragi's lab if they had like a da-da-da moment with all of those Pokemon, you know? Or they could have just shown, oh, hey, look, today's Pokemon focus is this Mischievous that Go has, right? Let's see it in the wild. Like, we're going to do some kind of Animal Planet shit with them and just view this Pokemon doing silly shit in Sakuragi's lab, toying around with all
What
the
if
other
Raichu
Pokemon.
tries to feed some Pokemon that don't physically have a mouth?
I want it to be like
Yeah,
the Waddle
Voltorb.
Dee where it
Funny.
just teleports it into the mouth like...
No, feed Voltorb, right?
feed Voltorb or feed
Yeah.
the what was the other rock? Roggenrola and shit.
Rock and roll.
Like, here, I got a fruit, and then it just sucks it
What
up.
the fuck are you gonna do with that? You're gonna suck it through your rock.
but see, that's the ability of possibility with this show that has all of it right there in its hand, in its possession, but doesn't go the extra mile to do something. And it's not even like asking for much. It's a 30-second thing. Those are like 30-second montages, but 30 seconds in one episode on its own doesn't do much. But what happens when you add it into 10 episodes, and then into 20, and then into 30 to 100? That 30-second becomes 3,000 seconds. And that's a lot of footage. And that means a lot more opportunities for these Pokemon. That's 3,000 seconds that could have gone to those Pokemon. That could have made them feel a little bit more, involved. You know what pisses me off the most as well? Early in the original series of Journeys, we used to see ghost Pokemon chilling in Sakuragi's lab just roaming around while they're chit-chatting. But they're never the core focus. Like, you see, like, for example, when it was snowing that one episode, you see the little bird Pokemon, they're huddled up inside Sakuragi's lab. They're not actually outside. Or say, like, there was another episode where you see Mischievous just passing by the area, fading in and fading out, and then underneath them, you'll see, like, 3 Cascoons just there for no reason. But they're there because they know they're a part of that lab, and they became that home for them. But ever since, like, moving to 40s and onwards, they've been stuck outside. And it's so weird that we never get to see more of that. Because once again, sure, it doesn't add much. It doesn't give much in terms of the value of what the series is trying to tell. But it gives enough to just let you know that these Pokemon are here. That these are, to go and to the show's eyes, relevant characters that you can at least play around with and be like, where is this Pokemon at? Like, have something in the background to keep things interactive, to keep things at bay, but like, it just disappeared one day, and that's it. And I'm just sad by that, but whatever. It's just one of the things that we'll probably look back on when we rewatch Journeys again, if we do. If we even do like a full, or maybe we'll do a playlist of some, but like, it just shows you so many things are there, so many possibilities are at their disposal, and it's not even that much that we're asking for. It's just little tiny changes, but could make such a significant impact by the end of the series. It won't mean much by the beginning, but it'll definitely play a pivotal role by the end. That's why I enjoy Sun and Moon so much, and why I found it at first to be a little weak, but by the end, when you got everything under your disposal, it works in the long run. Hell, even X, Y, and Z, I always joke around with it, but I really do appreciate once you finally have the full story there, you know how the end game is going to be like. So now what do? You go back to the beginning and you pay close attention to all the details they established at the very beginning that look insignificant at first, but never realize that, oh shit, that meant something big was going to happen here. But now you have that context, It's stuff like that. But in Journeys, There is none of that. There's nothing in, like, I can look in early episodes and be like, oh wow, that's a line that will mean such a big deal at the. There's none of that at all, and that's what's, like, look with Sun and Moon. I always talk about this a lot. Remember the Stoutland that passed away, unfortunately, and they had a core focus with that tree. That tree was actually shown off a few episodes back before we even knew of the significance of what that tree was going to be for Stoutland's life expectancy.
I remember.
But nobody at first saw that because nobody knew what the hell that was meant for. And it was only there for like 2 seconds. But it played a big role by the end of that Stoutland episode. That's such a big, important deal. When a show can establish something so early on that really makes you enticed to go back and rewatch it again and look for all those details. I sadly can't in good conscience say Journeys has that. I cannot.
Nope.
It wants to. You could see that they want to, but does it do it is the real thing. And I personally believe, no. But hey, anything can change. We still have a full, we still have a full year though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that's been the problem too. Is that every time something gets disappointed, it's wait till next time. It'll get better.
Tyrone, it's always been like that. I mean, Sun and Moon was like that for almost all of us, and that was a 3-year journey.
No. We did this at the beginning of Journeys, and then later on, we've been doing that still to this day at episode 100. At least in Sun and Moon, I can even argue that some of that shit came to fulfillment in the middle. There was some shit
like
that
there were still stories like the Stoutland story that still made something,
Yeah, but this, it's just like wait till next time, wait till next time, wait till next time. I doubt Zapdos is showing back up. I highly doubt Mewtwo's showing back up.
I didn't even think about Mewtwo. Be real with you.
Yep. See.
It's also funny because like I never got a chance to address this in the review when we did for this week's episode. You know what pissed me off the most with the fight?
Ebo, we do not have like freaking crazy like evidence that it's going to be 7-8 months. I personally think not. Probably not. I mean, we're probably not going to get the end of this show as in title. I don't think they're going to change the title of the show or anything like that. I think they're going to end the arcs. They're going to end the arcs that we currently have, but we are not going to see the title of the show change. I honestly don't think so.
It's just sad because also freaking what was I gonna say? With that, I know what they're probably gonna do at the very butt end. At the very butt end, they're gonna throw all these old references and shit in at once, but they're gonna cluster them all in, and then they're probably gonna bring back some nostalgic old traveling companions to watch Ash and his big fight or whatever. They're gonna bring all this stuff back, and then people are gonna wear like their best rose nostalgia covered goggles and say, "This is the best episode ever." Like, bruh, I know it's gonna happen. I can feel it in my gut. Like, bro, he's gonna have a fight with Leon, and they're gonna bring all Ash's old companions back and be like, "Oh, I remember that. It's so good. This journey. This might be the best episode of not just Journeys, entire Pokemon series. 10 out of 10." We're gonna see all of that shit on Twitter. I swear.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking swear. They're gonna be dick riding that shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be sitting there.
And they're gonna be like, "This is the greatest thing
You're
ever."
gonna be Tyrone is gonna be freaking what is it? Freaking Captain Kirk.
Oh, because what they're gonna do is that
he's gonna be like William Shatner sitting down and lighting up a cigarette during the Rocket Man thing.
What they're doing, you wanna know what that is? What they're doing is a cheap attempt at an appeal.
Yeah.
It's a cheap attempt to try to appeal to everybody to make up for the bullshit that was the series.
Ah, well. Anyway, let's go and wrap
And I
things
will,
up then for
and I will
tonight.
still, and don't worry, folks. I will be enjoying still every moment, and that's why this podcast will still continue.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna judge it how I've been judging it.
Yeah,
Like I said, I've had my episodes that I actually do like. Journeys actually does really well when it's not trying so fucking hard.
Just remember, Tyrone. In the end, you'll probably be the one getting
It doesn't
canceled, and
even
TSS will still be
matter.
okay.
yeah. I've had to deal with freaking telescope orgasms and freaking panic attacks and freaking Sadaji's having freaking cocaine eyes and shit. And
Somehow you
deal with it.
survive that. You'll be fine.
I survived that, and the fucked up thing is that I was 8 episodes behind by the time like Sun and Moon, I think 65 was around, and then I fucking caught up. Even though I hate that fucking series to death, I still fucking
At
caught
least
up.
Sun and Moon had the decency to make up with it with a good league, or at least a decent league.
Well, they made it up by actually turning the shit around after the Ultra Guardian arc.
I wouldn't even necessarily say they turned it around. They just basically made all the characters compete in the league.
No, they
value.
basically said cocaine faces don't want to work.
And
anymore.
even then, sorry about this, KG, but the more I look at the Alola League, the more fucked up it gets.
Oh no!
Like,
is it because of Journey's way?
Not even just that. Like, when I look at the Alola League, I start realizing, like I said before, all the desperate moves they had to make before it. Like, the battles are a battle royale, and everybody uses one Pokemon. But that's mostly because all of Ash's friends only have a grand total of 1 to 2 to 3 Pokemon, and Ash and Gladian are the only ones with a team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like weird. Ash doesn't even have a complete team. You want to know what happens? Weird shit happens at last minute. Meltan evolves. Poipole evolves into Naganadel. Fucking Rowlet learns Feather Dance at last minute. Like Torracat evolves into Incineroar. That fight's after the fact. But like this weird shit comes up at last minute because the show went, oh fuck, that's right, we got to give them Pokemon. God damn it.
The sad part is the first round of Alola is better than first round of XY.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's an unfair comparison. That's a 101. Literally, that's everybody at once battling a battle royale. Something that's never been done before.
No, actually, I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the 151 battle royale versus the first round of the XY of the Kalos.
I know. I'm saying the 151 battle royale has never been done before in any league. So it's kind of unfair to compare it. I mean, I will admit
that. I think we're comparing more so the fact that we also got a chance to see that to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like first rounds. I'm talking about legitimately the first round.
And I've even admitted the Kalos League has poor pacing. That's its biggest problem. But even when you carve outside of that, you get your good fights. You get your Sawyer versus Tyrone fight, which is good. You get your Sawyer versus Ash fight, which is good. You get your Ash versus Alon fight, which is good. So it's got good fights.
Yeah, I got 3 good fights. I give it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just think it just suffers from. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
I still think the fights that it did have are good. I just hate some of the execution. I still hate that stupid Furfro thing, especially when you look at it now.
I get the idea. The idea was supposed to tackle on the fact that there are trainers, at least the way Pokemon set it up in the anime, there are trainers who don't make it to the league in time. There are trainers who don't wind up getting all 8 badges. That's it. I'm actually legitimately surprised Pokemon recognized that.
No, I get that.
I just think they picked the wrong episode for it.
Yeah, because
I just think they picked the wrong episode for it.
That's in a league fight. You're seeing in the background there's a big fight happening, by the way, which is also good for Alon's character. But you don't get to see that. You know, that's what I'm so pissed off about with that aspect of. But that, like I stated, that's a discussion for all on its own for another day.
So then it becomes, so now that we're wrapping things up, so what the hell are we going to do next week? Because now we're going to have a week gap because there's going to be a 1-hour special on the 2nd, or the 20th, for the 25th anniversary.
I have the dumbest idea ever. How many episodes we got out right now? 102, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tier list?
Tier list.
What? A tier list?
You really want to do that, KJ?
Do you really? You really want us to do like pain and suffering? I guess so.
I guess so.
I guess so.
Don't worry, they're all going straight to S anyway. No. I don't really know what we're gonna be doing anyway. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
And besides, 100. Like that's like asking for too much. It's like. It's
Yeah,
like,
we're not
do you
gonna get
really
through
It's not even the fact that
103
I don't
hours.
like it. I was gonna say, yeah, it's not even the fact that I don't like the series. It's the fact that that's a lot of fucking episodes.
No. Don't worry. I was just
Yeah.
playing around with that. I'll do that separately though. But
I mean, I would
We're
want
gonna
to
be for
join
fucking
it.
6
Yeah,
hours.
I would join it if it was in spaces.
oh.
Or
No,
was-
because like
or-
remember when I did the 800 and plus Pokemon, like I'm gonna do that kind of stream for myself on that one.
No, actually, I was gonna say too, like, because you guys were talking about like arcs or something, I think, or TSS was earlier. Like, you could probably do, which one has the best Mew project episode, or which of the PWC episode ranked?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to rank it until after all this thing has been concluded, because technically we're still working with an incomplete story.
Yeah.
And
And who knows? There could be an episode that could play a big role from one of the past
Yes.
episodes, and that'll change everything too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say, I think it's unfair to rank everything until the series is done, because then you have a complete like focus. Well, you have a complete circle, or a complete like background of everything that has happened in the entire series. So, I mean,
hold on.
What
I was thinking, because like we did rankings for openings, we did rankings for endings, we did rankings for the characters,
yeah,
we did rankings for Ash's Pokemon.
yes.
Have we ever done a ranking for the movies?
Ooh.
No, we did not.
The problem is I have to like disqualify myself, because I still haven't watched some of those movies actually.
Also, you don't like movie 3, so I would disqualify you too.
No, I'm justified. I'm justified in my
And surprisingly, there are people
I
who
like the
agree with
movie because
TSS. So
You don't like the movie because it was tinted blue a little bit. What the fuck?
No,
That
That's
was
not even
movie
a,
fun.
that's
Job
not even a
out.
statement.
Jobbed out too. That's the other problems. I mean, the way
Absolutely
that it
not.
looks
It actually uses Brock and Misty
to job out.
in different
To job
ways.
out. Good night, everybody.
yeah, like I
No,
said,
The
it'd be
job
funny.
out.
We're not doing it though, but we'll still think of ideas.
Worst Charizard fight ever. But
Worst Charizard fight ever. This man is tripping. This man is clearly tripping.
but I'm still here, so therefore my opinion's valid.
I know we're about to end it soon, but just for a few seconds, entertain me. How is that fight bad? Give me some details on fight choreography and tell me how that fight was bad, please.
It's
Entertain
1 o'clock in the morning. Next time.
No,
Good night,
see,
everybody.
you dodging the damn thing.
Tyrone, we'll save it for the movie discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Good, because then I could watch it again, and then I could take out.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna go call it a night. It's almost 1 o'clock, and we got a minute left. I gotta go pass out anyway. I also gotta figure out how to take care of this thing as well. So I'm gonna go and
favorites.
yeah, hell yeah, buddy. Okay. Anywho.
That's why Twitch is better, because freaking you can ban people.
Yeah. Right. No, but like I stated before,
Oh yeah, so we're gonna be back on the other platform, I think.
Yeah. Tonight was
Thank
just a special
God.
thing for tonight here. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do something like that, So that's what we're doing. So, ladies and gents, we're just simply having a fun time here with this sort of thing. Nothing really outlandish and all, but I just wanted to go and have fun on YouTube for a little bit. And
Fun on YouTube? Is that a sentence?
hey, listen, sometimes you gotta give the audience here, and especially because like the videos here on YouTube have been doing good, and it's also important, Tyrone. People have already mentioned it. Hell, even you do it too, Tyrone. It's always important to give some for the audience here on YouTube as well, than to just simply keep it on Twitch. Always important to balance those things out. So even one session, at least like a year here for YouTube, doesn't hurt them at all.
Put these on YouTube later.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a live stream though for you.
Live stream, yeah.
Exactly.
You got to use the damn channel.
Yeah, exactly. I've been having the reactions though, so people have been enjoying it. Hell, the other one got like almost 7,000 views, so it tells you right there people enjoy those reactions. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to share some podcast sessions here. So this one for the year, I think, was fine enough. But to those who want to see more sessions, though, live on stream, you'll have to go and stick over to twitch.tv/kgprestige, which you should find in the description down below. Make sure to follow us there if you have yet to do so. And we will be back there on Monday for more PokePod shenanigans. So I hope you guys look forward to that. But of course, we got many things happening throughout the week. So ladies and gents, we got this upcoming week filled with many things. I have to ask, though, I have no idea what the hell you plan to do, Tyrone, tomorrow. So
I have no
I
idea
don't
what I
know if
plan to do
we're
tomorrow either.
okay, because I was thinking you had an idea or something, or are we doing like the
Nope.
multiplayer
I thought
turns?
you were going to continue the Arceus shiny hunt.
No, I was gonna plan on doing that another day, but of course, I mean, the big issue is
Wait,
that
more,
that's a more independent sort of thing. That's not gonna be
Mornox
with
would
you.
buy a plushie of
No,
me.
I'm saying,
I'm
yeah, I know
flabbergasted.
that's not going to be with me. So I figured, I was like, okay, I guess we're doing our own thing since we don't have a thing we're doing yet. So
I mean, the
let me
Mario
Oh,
make.
Kart 8 DLC is out. We could do that.
Kuro made the freaking best freaking analogy on this whole thing. We streamed on the wrong channel.
Oh no, I distinctively chose for this channel, not the PokePod one. Yeah, that was an intentional decision. I mean, the one that has the more
Right.
subscriber count would make
Yeah,
the most
fair
sense.
enough. Fair
So,
enough.
It makes sense.
so yeah, so that's why I decided that anyway. But yeah, I
I
was gonna
guess we
say,
can do Mario Kart. I mean, I'm not really a Mario Karter, but that we
hey,
can
you
do
get
that.
to try out the maps yourself
At least
now.
you're.
Yeah, at least I
Yeah,
could try it, maybe.
I suck at Mario Kart, so no surprise there.
So do I, kind of.
Hey, it's never
Um,
about win or lose. It's about
The
something.
one that always wins. What the
it's
fuck are
all
you
Yeah, I
the
know,
talking
right?
streams,
about?
What are you talking
right?
about? I don't win every
This
race.
man got a whole vendetta against Adam because he's the only one that's beaten KG.
No, he's beating me in a race, but never the actual full course.
See, look at that. Look at that. He's still holding a fucking grudge.
Yeah, he's my good buddy. Of course, we always have to hold grudges. Your
Look at this
best
man.
friends are
Oh,
ones you hold grudges with.
he's like, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. Oh, but I have a grudge against him. Man,
yeah.
get the fuck out of here, KG.
Exactly.
I know. KG made the biggest enemy with
Yeah.
K.
Yeah, but anyway, so, um, yeah,
Yeah, let's go wrap
uh,
it up then.
yeah. Oh yeah, we got to do. So what else is for this week?
Yeah,
'Cause
so obviously, ladies and gents, we're heading back to Twitch tomorrow. I guess we're doing Mario Kart shenanigans, Aaron?
Yeah.
All right, so there's that. Wednesday, we'll finally get back into the whole idea of doing Coliseum because these past couple of weeks we had these updates and all that shit. So it's always continued pushing the Coliseum thing one after the next. So we're
Yeah.
gonna be doing Coliseum for that. Thursday, more Monster Hunter. So there you go. And then on Friday, reaction night. Once again, we're gonna be reacting to something. We don't have an episode, but we'll figure something out for that night. Either that, or I'll probably do something stupid and very ridiculous during that day.
Play like Shin Megami Tensei 5 and shit.
Oh man, I've been playing that in the background to level up. I'm gonna make sure I'm level 99 by the time I bring that session back up onto YouTube, and we'll continue the story there. It'll take a long ass time, but we'll make sure we get somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna be like that dude for Persona 5 who's gonna level up to 99 at Dungeon 1. So there you go. But like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So we're gonna do something that day. I think I might do a ranking session that day. I haven't had a long ranking session video in a long time, so I think it'd be kind of fun to do it then and there
Okay.
for that. But I think I'll do maybe like for ranking all the Mario Kart 8 courses. Still no idea on that.
Okay.
But we'll see when the time comes. Tyrone, what about you, buddy?
Wednesday, we got Duelist of the Rose. Then Thursday we've got we doing Monster Hunter Rise, and then I know on Saturday we got the round table, and then on Sunday we have Final Fantasy X.
All right, TSS.
All right, for Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna have Persona 3 Fest Undubbed Part 39. So we are in the fourth section of the Abyss, and we're gonna go through that, and that's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix from the PS4 Part 8. We are in Halabastion. We have like 2 or 3 bosses on this run of Halabastion, and we go to the end stuff. So that's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and then later that night, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix on Terrell the Insane Game Freaks channel at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's also going to be part, I think, 9 for him, and he's still working on the second trips and getting close to Endgame. So both Kingdom Hearts 1 and Endgame, and then he has to do the 100% because he's doing 100% Proud Mode run. My Kingdom Hearts Final Mix stuff might be done in the next couple of weeks, but we'll let you know. At this point, There might not be a Kingdom Hearts stream next Saturday, which would be the 2nd. The following Saturday, which is the 2nd, but I'll let you guys know always on here. So that's it for me.
All right, then. So let's go and call it a night. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. Once again, tomorrow, though, we will be heading back to the wonderful world of Twitch.tv. So make sure to follow us over there if you have yet to do so, and make sure to tune in on our various channels for our shenanigans. Until
It's like
then,
in the description down below.
Indeed. So make sure to follow there. You got also the PokePod channel itself as well. So make sure to check that out too. We also got the Twitter and Twitch accounts for Tyrone, TSS, amongst all the others. So make sure to do that as well and follow them there. And we'll speak again next time, ladies and gents, in any session we make. So we'll speak soon. I'll talk with you lovelies later. And have yourselves an awesome day. And TSS, what's the magic word as usual?
Wash your fucking hands.
There we go. All right, everybody. Later. Night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night.